Magic lamp.
I love it.
Got a red.
Absolutely fabuloso.
Twining. Oh shit, George! I forgot to tell you how you're coming into the game. Message you. Oh, you also sent me a message. Okay, yeah, that's fine. What you, George, what you said to me, that's all fine. Just when you move around, make sure you turn off your microphone so we don't. Cool.
Cool. Oh, I've forgotten that now that everyone else is not in the.
Oh.
Whoop.
Yeah, so I've sent a message to Emma, but I'll let the others know as well. I've literally just moved into my new apartment, and I don't currently have a desk or anything in my room, so I'm currently in the kitchen. But as and when my mum comes back and my housemate might come in here, it might not be as quiet as it normally is. Just a pre-warning. I'll switch off my microphone if that's happening, but yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, gee.
Does that make sense to you, George?
Hang on, let me read it.
Sweet. Okay. Where am I? Oh my gosh,
Where's
are we all
Anna?
here? Yeah, where is Anna?
Anna said she'd come in a bit late, I think.
Oh yeah, she did, didn't she? Okay then. How are we all?
Oh.
People?
Doing good.
Good.
Can't touch this.
Ready for Dungeons and or Dragons?
I played D&D last night with some people here, and it was really fun. And somebody else was DMing, which was a nice change as well.
Oh, nice.
I played a JoJo's character called Joseris Joester.
Oh man.
I will say a little hello. It's nice to see you all. I just
Hi.
I've really gotta sort this out before I come on. But I'll be
okay.
semi-listening.
Are you cool? Do you want us to start or do you want us to wait? I don't mind waiting.
Yeah, that's fine. Totally. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Then
be a little
let's
bit, so yeah. Okay.
Oh, you want us to start without you?
Yeah. Unless that's a
group.
big problem.
Hey, any PC not being here is a big problem to my heart. But also, I mean, if you'd rather be start without you, then yeah, that's.
Yeah, just like I don't want to delay things, and
Okay.
I want to very quickly get this done. Yeah.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Take your time.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
pals. So, who would like to roll for recap? George excluded.
1.
I think I could recap it amazingly.
I sent you all my notes, so.
Yeah, I've tried to read as many of the notes as possible. I haven't fully finished them because I literally have just moved. It's been a bit mad from my end, but I've done as much as I could, and I'll properly read them all as well.
Number closest to 5. That's what we're looking for.
18.
19.
Ah!
Yeah, I'm losing my good rolls on the on the recap rolls for some reason.
Let me find my notes. Oh, it's a long one. Alright, session 41. So we start with Loran bringing back Osher and Sobek, and the Dehane family meeting start. The shield that we are talking about is a Dehane family heirloom, mostly symbolic, though Sarazor did wield it once. It was stolen approximately 5 months ago. Sobek reveals a fair bit about the wearing back to the Dehanes, and they disagree with the destruction of important relics like the shield, but they offer their assistance if we help find the shield. Loran has helped create a machine / device that could potentially detect the beacons. The Dragon's Council member that we think is the one who killed Mira is also a double agent in the Thieves Guild, and they retrieve the shield, and they assumedly have it now. Sobek acknowledges that Cass's absence has somewhat forced Brian to be more of a speaker for the group. Brian mentions Karul, and Zarina reveals that the Malels, Karul's family, were a large Talshiri tribe, but they were thought to have all died at a family gathering in a fire. Not suspicious at all. Loran has not told his parents yet that he has been personally targeted by Karul. Both Leander and Loran say that Karul's actions are ultimately because he is a bad person and is not the fault of other people. Some people don't get this. All-Star goes to Loran's personal bedroom, capitalized, for a private chat, and Loran manages to hold back all innuendos. Good job, character development. Is this all relevant? Yeah. All-Star raises his concerns about Nakia with Loran, and Loran trusts All-Star, but it's really weird to say All-Star. I'm just going to say Brian from now on. But wonders on his loyalties, saying that
when Brian is more real than All-Star.
Saying that Brian is part of his family, which causes a Brian error code. Zarina pulls Slya into her office for a chat, and she reveals that she knows Slya is part Drow and questions her loyalty, but ends up believing Slya is loyal to the group. But after Zarina threatens her with power word kill, it's fine. Slya also reveals that S is her aunt, and Brian originally withheld the name to let Slya reveal that information on her own accord. We can see the beginnings of the city from the Dehane family estate. It's about 2.5 hours away. It's called Viseros. This is what
I'll
Bluey
write that in the
sees through the
chat.
window. Fala chats with Bluey, and Fala is actually older than everyone in the party, we find out, and is pretty messed up, even inviting Bluey to stab her multiple times. Fala encourages Bluey to go to Melas to make things better and shows her some magic that makes time stop. Woo. Neff goes to find Nakia and annoys him to the point of nearly inciting homicide.
Yep.
Nakia indicates jealousy over Saraza in particular being in Neff's life and not coming back to visit him. He also doesn't seem very keen on magic. Nakia tries to dismiss Neff, and Brian gives her another Oxeye Daisy to make her feel better before he and Loran talk to Nakia. Nakia looks around 23, and we find out he's probably part Tal'Shiri. Brian casts Greater Restoration on Nakia, and his memories are restored. He then has a breakdown, and we have to carry him inside, which we managed to do after some spectacular falls. Slya casts Detect Thoughts on Nakia when he's recovering in the infirmary, and Brian holds her hand throughout because we know Slya has had some difficulty with the spell in the past and needs some moral support. So the memory, which I think, should I reveal the memory or should we let Slya do that in game? I do have the memory written down.
Let's let Slya do it in game then.
Yeah. So that's where we're up to. Just on the Detect Thoughts, and we've been told to leave and let Nakia rest.
Right. As you all file out of the infirmary, well, the sort of makeshift infirmary which has emerged since Randall has had to recover and Nakia has had his breakdown. You stand outside. Slya, the images you saw are still fresh in your mind. Brian, I'm assuming, is still kind of holding on to you, and the others are none the wiser of what you've seen, even if your face betrays that it's nothing good. You're outside the room that Nakia and Randall are sleeping in. What do you do?
Slya looks... Also, can y'all hear me okay?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Testing different microphone. Oh. I'm getting an echo. Hang on.
No.
Slya disappears with the information, never to be
Bye.
seen again.
Slya turns invisible. Has had enough.
Same.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay. So, can y'all hear that?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
The echo?
Oh, no echo.
Oh no, we can't hear an echo.
Okay,
Ooh,
cool.
I need
So it's
to
just me, I
turn
guess.
Thomas down.
I need to turn Aelin down.
Sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
You're all perfect for me. Or maybe George is a little bit loud. But that's just Georgia. Oh my god.
That's just classic me.
Sorry for the
Alright, that's
technical
fine,
issues.
baby.
Sorry.
That's better.
Slya looks probably a little bit distressed, but she doesn't look like she's going to be sick. So,
Oh,
an improvement. Yeah.
We'll get a bucket ready.
Think she is everybody there or outside of?
essentially.
Okay.
I wouldn't have been in the room towards the end, but I can come walk up to the group.
Are Zarina and Leander there as well?
I think they have come up since the commotion has been heard. It's a very, very quick turnaround. You guys settling down Nakir and casting Detect Thoughts. In fact, I think when you do go outside and you sort of start standing outside and sort of just taking in what's happened, you do hear footsteps coming up the stairway, and you see both Zarina and Leander poke their heads round, visibly concerned, and looking to you, but all for answers. But Sarah's, not Sarah's, Loran is with you. The medic is in the physician is in the infirmary as well. So you can take that.
Cactus
in there.
thing.
Sarah's is not there, dude.
Do we want to go somewhere where we can... I know what happened to the shield.
Zarina kind of takes a step back and is like, and how did you know?
Nakir showed me.
And she looks visibly very taken aback and confused. And she kind of narrows her eyes at you a little bit and she says, I think you better explain.
There was a memory that was blocked or erased, and from what I understand, Ulster managed to pull it, restore it, and he couldn't talk about it, but he could show me in his mind.
He did something. He took the shield?
Not of his own accord, I don't think.
And you hear her sort of take a sharp intake of breath, and it's almost a sigh of relief. There's some sort of something of relief, a semblance of relief in her face, but there's still a tension there. Not quite contented yet. What did you see?
Well, he stumbled upon... she's gonna kind of turn to like the rest of the group and be like, do y'all remember back in Melas, do you remember the mage in that tent? The one with the...
Blue would nod as well, I think. With the weird eyes and mouth?
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, I do.
That was a really good imitation there.
Oh my god, was that meant to be? I'll be listening further with keen ears.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Hello, this.
Oh wow, that was so loud.
Nakir stumbled upon one of either the same, or there are more than one of them. But that was the person who killed Mira. The body is in the woods, along with the body of a servant who caught Nakir taking the shield.
I see. We will send people out to the locations that you've described the Nakiris. well enough to lead us to them. Thank you, I suppose.
Brian gives Slia's hand a little squeeze.
But we do know then that the shield is not in the hands of anyone we can truly trust.
The something else before the person who before the person left, they took some of Mira's hair. I don't know if that's of any relevance, but
In some organizations or religions or cultures, perhaps trophies or proof of what has been done. And that could be hair, but I couldn't tell you without looking into this, whoever these people are, deeper. But he, Nikir, he never said anything to us about any memories or anything like this. You say they were hidden away.
I think the only thing that he remembered was just nightmares. Because of the sky, I don't think he even realized that that much time was missing.
And you're the one who, she looks to Allstar, you're the one who was able to cure him of this memory loss.
I noticed that there was something missing. Loran said he trusted Nikia, so I thought there must be something there, something suppressing something or controlling him. So I've removed curses like that before, and so I tried.
How much would you say he understood, was conscious of, before you removed the memory?
He seemed confused. He didn't seem to really know what he thought or remembered about this, almost as if his mind couldn't grasp what had happened.
In a way, that's almost better to hear than what our worst fears were. Okay. Thank you for your cooperation, I'm sure. And she looks to Slya in particular. This could not have been easy for you. But he is important to us, and we need to make sure we can protect him, protect ourselves.
He didn't seem like he could talk about it. It's the least I could do.
It's far more than many others would have done. In fact, it's something we probably should have seen. Thank you, all of you. Except for maybe you. She turns to Neff and says, "I did hear a little bit of what you were saying in the stables as I passed, and frankly, that was wild. I'm sure we can get over it in time with some communication."
I certainly hope so. My apologies.
Yes. So, I understand this must have been incredibly taxing for you. Please take whatever time you need, but I would ask you just to stay close. just in case he wakes up, or when the time comes we need people to go to, I suppose, retrieve the remains. We are, I mean, you know who we are. And she turns to her husband, and Leander says, we are, first and foremost, lawkeepers. We serve the court, and it is just part of the method that we gather as much evidence as we can, so we may need to ask your help in this later, if you do not mind. But stay close, and stay alert. Then we'll call for you when the time is ready. How much longer can we expect you to stay with us? When do you need to return to the material plane?
I think it was 2 days we had, and it's been... How many hours has it been?
Since you haven't had a long rest yet, since you arrived, looked around the house, traveled to the onsen, spent time in the onsen, came back. It's probably been about 12 hours.
48 minus 12. That's how long we have.
36.
36.
Okay. Don't make fun of my maths.
I feel that, Lily. I feel that. It's like
I can't believe I pulled that out of a hat.
I just don't. Yeah, thank you. I just don't bother to do maths anymore. So
No, neither.
I get.
Someone asked
Calculator
me.
for everything.
Yeah.
A kid asked me a maths question in Japanese, and I just stared at him blankly for like 12 seconds because I didn't know what the word in the middle of the two numbers was, and I was just like, and it was like fucking 2 times 3, and I was like sitting there like a little nugget, like.
That's for me to know and you to wonder about, little
Okay.
child. The magic of maths is a secret.
Like, I'll tell you after class.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Secret.
in the future.
We had 36 hours to get Randall back.
Yes, you will need to escort him wherever it is he has to go, yes. Then we will make sure that he is ready to go when the time comes. What was that? Neff, are you okay?
Huh? What? Yes, no, I'm fine.
Oh, was that noise you?
That
Or
was me just being like, we'll make sure he's ready to go, and I just was like, It was an amused.
Oh, I was yawning, trying to conceal my yawn off screen. I wasn't actually trying to make a noise.
No, it was George. Okay. The moment she sort of stops talking to you, she kind of nods and just like kind of stands there, sort of almost awkwardly for a second, and then immediately runs into the room, with Nakira inside. And there's a moment before Leander kind of nods and is like, I'm here if you need me. And he goes into the room as well. And you are left to your own devices. Loran is kind of just standing there like wide-eyed, like, oh shit.
Cass isn't here yet, right?
No, not yet. Sol's Cass.
Is Sobek standing there?
Sobek's like, Sobek is, yeah, make a perception check real quick.
That's the dice are in my favor today.
Hey.
That's a 19.
As a first for everything. Oh, there you go.
There is a first for everything. See if he's something.
Sobek has like, you know how anime characters do that thing? Wait. I'm gonna draw it. Okay, you know how anime characters do that thing when they sit in a corner of a room, like
And grow mushrooms.
like this?
Yeah.
He's growing mushrooms in the corner of the room, like. Oh.
Oh. Should we go and sit down? Looking at Sobek with like concern.
Sobek, do you know about these strange emberite mages? look almost like corpses in a way?
No,
That was
I
almost a
don't.
chrism.
I know. I don't. I really don't. This is getting a bit beyond me. You've seen these creatures before, these humanoids.
Yes.
They sound almost, I don't know, some kind of organization or order.
Do you think they're working for Karul?
They're working for someone. Karul certainly won't be the only person out to get these items, but they could be working for someone else who wants them, working for someone who knows Karul, working for someone who has links to the higher power that I don't know. We need.
I just wonder why we ran into them at a siege. Is all.
What
And now
what were we doing
here.
there? What were they doing at the siege?
They summoned demons, or a demon, to help.
Demons. Interesting. You ever wonder whether you know those rifts and things that sometimes get torn into reality and stuff? That sort of
Mhm.
thing. It happens. You might have seen a couple in your time. These tears, things could come out as well as going in. I've only ever thought of it as a one-way street before, an entrance rather than an exit. It could be coming from somewhere. They could be something a bit more demonic if these mages were in fact summoning demons of a kind or controlling them. They could have links.
I mean, there's another rift in the Winter Palace. It leads here to the Feywilds. So
Right. Okay. Well, that's
it has
something to think
been.
about.
It's been stabilized, but
Perhaps we need to find information linked to these people, this order that they could be working for, whoever it is they're working for, if there's even an order, if it's one person. We know so little at this point.
you don't think it's the Kamuriad, do you?
It could certainly be. It doesn't seem to be their style to have cult fanatics in a way, or bizarre body modifications, but I haven't worked there for a very long time, so I couldn't exactly tell you.
Did you recognize Randall? Was he there when you were?
I couldn't say. I think not.
Okay.
But he appears to be half elf. I'm only a human. When I saw him, he would have been much different in terms of age compared to myself. My perspective might be a bit off. Maybe I could have passed him. I can't know for sure.
Okay. Thank you.
No, thank you, I guess. This is hard.
Mm.
What we really need to know is how Cass knew about this shield and Mira's death in the first place.
Well,
Who this contact of hers was.
I don't know if Mira was killed here and not
Yeah.
by the Thieves Guild agent like we originally thought. Who did the Thieves Guild agent kill?
That's a good question. Or perhaps another question could be, who are the Thieves Guild? Really? You do know that stuff. Oh, George, I'll tell you in a second. I'm going to... Hang on. Message Georgia. So Sobek kind of trails off and says, there are many questions that need answering, and I believe that we start with Cass and what information she has, and then we go from there, because Osha can only do so much, I think. We need to hear it from the woman herself.
Agree.
Mm. Which means perhaps I should call her and explain the situation. The rest of you, please take some time to settle yourselves, and I will go and retrieve her. I can summon her near here now that I have. I can summon her here now that I am here, but it's going to still take a little while to get out of the sort of perimeter of these protected, warded areas. Is that okay?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. So Sobek kind of wanders off, dejected, mushrooms sort of growing off his back, and gives you a moment to. You have about an hour, he says, to sort out whatever you want to sort out vis-a-vis yourselves, whilst I do this. So, please, what do you want to do?
I think
Whilst you
Brian
wait.
brings out the bottle of Nevin. He's like, I am going to have a small drink. If anyone else wants one, they're very welcome.
Sure.
Okay.
And a little.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if everybody's joining, I'll come as well.
Hang on,
Alright.
I have to go get my external hard drive again. Hang on.
Scoobity doop.
I assume we move to the kitchen where there are glasses, and Brian will pour whoever wants a drink.
I will definitely have a drink.
Just
Same.
a little one. Yep. Everyone gets a bit of Nevin. It's great.
Nevin.
How much Nevin are you gonna drink though? That's the question.
Would you guys mind if we just briefly paused whilst I send some stuff to Georgia?
Oh, easy peasy.
And you guys just, you can stay on the call, but I just need to do this first, if that's okay with all of you.
I'm gonna briefly mute myself.
Okay.
Sorry, dudes. I'm sorry. This is just info that we need to send. It's that same file where it was like what Cass knows, and I didn't have it on my computer, and then it turns out George doesn't have it either, so none of us know what Cass knows. Well, I know what Cass knows, but Cass doesn't know what Cass knows. So now we need to fix that.
Oh my god.
I know, it's all it's
Oh,
all
no.
crazy in the Matrix.
Ah.
Hang on. What is this?
In the meantime, everyone can enjoy me putting moisturizer on my hands. So.
That's why isn't it on this?
It's
And me
ultra
stretching.
hydrating lotion.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Anna.
Daily
That's
care
so
for
weird. I
sensitive
spoke,
skin.
but forgot I was muted. But Emma responded like she heard me. That was that's trippy because she responded exactly as kind of she would have if she'd heard me. And then I said something about Lily, and then no one responded, and realized I was muted. Weird.
What'd you say about me?
Just that your user picture of Brian with like blank eyes is really quite concerning.
It's just Brian constantly. That is his constant expression. If you can't visualize it, it's just this. There you go.
I like it. Subject that. Oh.
Also, sick pajamas, Emma.
Thank you. Okay.
I rate them highly.
Thank you. A lot.
Also, just for everyone to know how, the deck of many things is always by my side when we're playing this game.
That's concerning.
I like it.
Yes.
It
I
is
enjoy
always just like kind of hovering just right next to my dice.
Okay.
Does the deck of many things include a hovercraft so I can hover next to your dice? Oh wait, also, if it doesn't take up too much brain bandwidth while you're sorting through things, Emma,
Yes.
at what point in the game were we meant to level up?
It was supposed to be before you went into the Feywild, but I probably didn't explain it very clearly. So you guys are now level 13.
Okay.
Let me look at this. I'm
Thank you.
about to break. Cass knows about the sword affiliated with Forgotten Tutorial. Oh.
Yeah, Cass's persuasion is now with her bump in charisma and also that thing. It's now plus 16.
Oh, I thought it was like plus 20 or something because it's
No,
was it like quad proficiency or something like that, or like double
well,
proficiency off of your proficiency?
it's expertise and then something else. I think. Couldn't remember quite what. Hang on. Let me go into the deck of many things.
I did look up what was wrong because it was too high. I know it, but I will tell you what actually your proficiency modifier what it should be. But I'll do that once I've done this.
Okay, so it's gain proficiency with the persuasion skill and double persuasion rolls. Is what it says on this.
Persuasion. What? Sorry.
So it says gain proficiency with the persuasion skill and double persuasion rolls.
Okay, hang on.
Oh, the rolls
So
itself.
when you roll
or...
it, you double it.
Yeah, so it's not that you've got a plus 16. You're
right. So I'm
Yeah.
proficient. So it's put proficient.
I think you were already proficient in it, but you had expertise. So it's just when you roll persuasion, you just double it. So you don't actually have plus 16.
Why is it doing
Because
that?
we thought we did, but it's because
Let me get rid of this. Go away.
It's because you put it in automatic.
Okay.
Like
I mean, it's plus 10 because that's my charisma with proficiency. So it's plus 10, and then I double the roll.
So no, it's not. Sorry. You gain proficiency in the persuasion skill, and you double your proficiency bonus on checks made with that skill. So your proficiency bonus is written at the top of your character sheet. It'll be a +2, +3, or something like that. Okay. So what you have to do is you just add that to your base proficiency.
Yeah, that's plus 10.
Yeah. So your base persuasion is what?
Without proficiency, it is.
Sorry, guys.
It's plus 5. So it is plus 10 because I'm now mad charismatic.
Yeah, but it's not plus 16. So it's plus
No,
10.
no. Plus 10. And then how do we do it? So once I roll, it's double what?
No, that's it. That's it. It's just plus 10. Because your proficiency bonus is based on level advancement. I'll show it you on the sheet. It's still really good. Plus 10 is crazy, but like it's not plus 16. I've never actually took the time to look at it properly until right now. But I'll show it you on the sheet.
This is a side thing that we don't need to go into right this second.
Yes, exactly. But so I sent you the doc. Have you looked at it yet?
Let me see. Got it.
Okay. I don't actually think you ever told them about the second to last bullet point and what that meant. But other than that, this is info that only you have. Actually, no. Yeah, this is info that I'm pretty sure only you have. So, yep. Also.
Yes. Right, with it. Okay, cool.
Okay. Okay. Some time passes. Sobek returns. What are you guys doing in the meantime? Well, before Sobek does come back to you.
I think we were drinking.
Drinking? How much do you drink?
1 shot.
Yeah.
1 shot. Okay. Is it Nevin?
Yeah.
Make a constitution check.
A check.
Check.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyone who's taken the shot, take a check. Oh fuck. What happened?
16.
I heard a
The 20.
which was
Natural
sorry.
20.
Holy moly.
Oh shit.
I got a 14.
Okay. That's
And I
pretty
got a 21.
Cheers.
Oh, my computer's. Oh no, we're back. Oh fuck. Oh no, we're not. This is a very good session so far. I will enjoy this. I'm stressed. Okay.
I always enjoy it.
Oh.
Okay. Let me. I'm still looking for stuff for Georgia. Loki. I'm sorry. I thought I was
Deep
done.
breaths. Deep breaths.
Names. Fuck. I have to search on Queenie's old chat to look up find. Aha!
My nails are all freshly clipped.
Nice.
Oh my god, same. Like just before I joined the call.
Oh fuck! Of course that was his
Great
name.
content.
I'm such a stupid
Oh.
idiot. What the fuck? Of course. What else could it be?
I didn't expect that. That was really funny.
George, you'll know exactly what name it is. Fun content. Okay. You take some time to drink young money and have a little bit of a baby party. Sobek returns about an hour later with your good friend, Acanthary Cass. George in tow.
Cass!
George. Cass.
Cass.
Cass, you're not making any sound! It's so weird!
You might.
You're muted.
Cass, you muted.
Cass has become a mime!
Yo!
Yay!
Hi.
Geneva is under watch. We're good to go, y'all. What's happening over here? Is that Nevin I see? Pour me a glass.
Brian just pulls his Nevin closer, like, no.
Cass mage hands it like over to her.
Okay,
It's
make a sleight of hand check with disadvantage because it's
Can I
mage
try and
hand
grab it back?
Yeah, so, and then make a contested dexterity check, Brian.
16.
Okay,
Plus,
versus.
plus.
Wait.
This is a check, right?
Yep.
Oh, 17.
Sleight of hand. 18.
Oh, shit! Okay, Brian, you clutch the Nevin ever closer, and then it's pulled from your hands by an invisible force and is brought back over to you, George. Cass. You have
Brian's eye
Nevin.
just twitches. He's like,
You have Nevin within your grasp.
Cass doesn't go crazy with it. She just takes like what the recommended amount was that first time, which
Make an
Neff and her didn't
intelligence
listen.
check.
Straight up stealing alcohol. Let's go.
Okay.
it's mine.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I'm not sure that this is gonna be high enough. Right, hang on. Cass is not y'all that smart, y'all. Intelligence. 13.
13. Like half a glass is probably okay. You can put a
Right.
bit in your water skin up to a certain level.
She does that.
Okay, you fill up your water skin to a certain level with some Nevin, and you're feeling pretty good about the amount that you have in there.
She drinks it.
Can I insight check
Chug
Brian?
it all.
She drinks half of it.
You drink half of it. Make a Constitution check with disadvantage, please. Actually, no. You've got some good you've got
Drinking
decent
skills.
drinking. So just take the first roll.
Take the first
first-
roll.
Yeah, the first one you rolled. Just use that.
19.
19. Okay, you're all right. You're all right. You drink it. It tastes pretty good. There's a bit of a kick to it at the end, but compared to the others, you can hold your own. So, yeah. You drank.
Cool.
Can I insight Brian?
Okay. Yes.
Wait, do what?
Ooh, I just want
Insight,
insight.
right.
Insight.
What is the impetus for the insight check before I let you go any further?
Reaction to alcohol being taken and Kaz in general, I guess.
It's mine.
Which I rolled really well for, and I have unfortunately used up a good roll. But is this something I can do?
Okay.
Cass also mage hands the Nevin back to Brian.
Okay.
Brian
She only
just
just wanted
takes
to
it
drink.
back.
26.
Kind of just puts it.
BDW.
What did you get? Sorry.
26.
26. Okay, Brian, disclose the information that you feel is appropriate to match 20.
Because his Nevin. Dude, he likes Nevin.
Likes Nevin. Alright. Noted.
He's not drunk, but he's just like gotten to that. You know, when Brian gets drunk, he gets childish. So it's kind of just like it's his. He doesn't want people to take it.
Alright, I'll say that I
He'll
gained
give-
this
He'll
information
pour
from the
shots to
inside.
some people. Yeah. You know how he is with the magic carpet.
Shots.
Fair.
Don't drink and fly.
Legit.
Watch me, mate.
Coming in hot behind you is Sobek, who is kind of just like, so we're all, look at this is the crew back together, isn't that wonderful? You've got your Brian, and you've got your Bluey, and your Neff, and your Cass, and your Slya. This is great.
Is Ryan with his parents?
And Loran is over there in the corner. Oh, look, it's
It's
Loran.
me in the corner.
You put Loran in the corner.
Nobody puts Loran in the corner.
Loran in the corner. Yeah, made it there. So you. Oh shit! Was it this person? No, we're okay. So you are all sort of gathered in this room, and Sobek says, so obviously the reason that we brought you here, Cass, he looks to Cass, is because there is some information which only you are privy to, that information that you disclosed to me earlier at one of our previous meetings, but we believe that perhaps it might be time to share this with the group, because we have encountered some issues with our investigation into this missing shield, and we believe you might be able to help us, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. So Cass is gonna be okay. Yeah. No. What exactly do you need to know?
Well, I believe that the sort of key so far is figuring out where these people are, or who they are, where they come from, who they work. And there is, from what you've told me before, it appears that you have some sort of insider information to might be able to tell us more than we know. You have some sort of link with people who knew about Mira's death before we disclosed it to you. Who were those
Yes.
people?
So, Cass is. What does Cass want to tell everyone? A bit difficult. I know that there is double agents in lots of different places, but I'm not entirely sure of exactly who everyone is double agenting for.
Right.
It's a bit of a quagmire with double agents. Bit of a risky business. They can't really trust them. So we know that I know that there's a double agent on the Dragon Council.
Right. And did you glean any information as to who this person is working for, or is that also a mystery too?
I'm pretty sure that's a mystery. It's a mystery to Cass, isn't it?
You know.
No. Okay. Hang on.
I'll message it to you so you can decide what you want to do with that information.
I am not quite at liberty to disclose everything that I would want to you guys. And it's not that I don't trust you, but it's for wider things. I have connections within the Thieves Guild. And these
see.
connections, which have kind of run deep, but for reasons of kind of importance, I can't fully disclose everything to you guys, but everything I can do that will help, I will. So I have connections in the Thieves Guild, and that's how I knew about the Shield and Mira. And I also, that's how I know about the Dragons Council.
I see.
I also know that we should head to Elijah's lab, and we definitely need Ender for some things that he was working on to do with the artifacts.
Elijah's lab.
Yeah,
It's
there
the
was some
first I'm hearing of
information.
a lab.
It's buried quite deep below, but you need to be a member of Blood to get in.
Can you explain to me what this lab is, as I am unsure if me or any of the other members of this party would know what that pertains to? Do you know? And he looks to the All-Star, perhaps? Then perhaps, Cass, you should explain.
So Elijah was working on lots of different things, trying to find these artifacts. And I believe he's made some headway in lots of different areas. But to know what he's found out, I don't know anything about what he's found or what he's discovered. That is completely unknown to me. To know, we need to get into the lab, and the only way to get into that lab is to have Ender. I spoke with Anna.
I see.
I'm not sure that just using his arm would work, which is a horrible thought anyway, because I think it's spells as well. I think he needs to activate it as opposed to just have a hand on it.
There's an
Is what
alternative.
my impression was from Anna. Because Anna can't get in either.
I see. Slya, what was your suggestion going to be?
We could ask Fala. Elijah's dead. And the closer someone comes to death, the more she knows about them.
We could certainly try.
Has Cass been aware of who Fala is? Like, how much do we trust her? Like,
she was on the opposing side during the ritual combat, and she works for the Sphinx of Death. But that's about as much as you know. You didn't pick her to fight to the death.
Because how much do we know her, in the sense that the information that we discover is going to be, I reckon, quite key to finding these objects. And if we're not 100% sure about who she is and what she wants to do with them, is it worth not going with that?
Well, if she knows that information anyway, then...
Does she know that information anyway?
There is a method to it, but in theory, yes. is what sort of Slya's saying, I think.
Hmm.
So you're saying it's a risk, but we could do that.
There's a chance.
It's always good to have backup.
I mean, I trust her.
You trust her?
She taught me chess. Bless her.
Bless.
Thank you. Sorry.
Louis, I don't think someone teaching you chess is the best impetus for trusting them, but
Well, she did it over 3 hours, and she was very patient.
so you like her.
Yes.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
I can like people. I can like people I don't trust. I can trust people I
Same.
don't like. I do trust people I don't like. He doesn't look at anyone in particular. Well, I think this is something you must decide by yourselves, but I also would like to know once you've made a decision about how you wish to proceed. And
I mean,
I'm 100% aware that I'm relying on you in this endeavor to help us further our cause. And I believe that this sort of extra effort for our order should not go unrewarded if you are able to shield. I'm sure we can come to some kind of arrangement vis-a-vis a bonus or some kind of reward in turn for your works. Ah!
Cass definitely has a moment where she just kind of think Gollum.
Yeah.
Like her eyes go power. And she's comes back and she's like, yes.
There's almost a whisper in the wind. You can hear it. Man of power. Also, I can't see you, Aelin.
I will fix that.
Can you? Sorry, it's just a bit
No
really
worries.
off-putting. Thank you. Okay, that's better. All right. So Beck says, well, you see, and he kind of pulls up his sleeve a little bit, and his runes are faintly going. I think perhaps I need to return to my shop, but only briefly. Should you need me, call me. No matter where you are, no matter how far. You know how it goes. It appears that it's time to open for business for the day. Can I leave you here? I believe you are in good hands. And somebody get a read on whether or not we're going to be allowed to use that device, because that could be infinitely useful.
Of course.
Thank you. It's good to
Thank
have you
you.
back, Cass.
It's good to be back. With every sincerity that is, and to you guys as well.
That actually made my heart have a little. Oh, it was a very genuine reaction.
Also,
Oh.
Slee would have said that Zone of Truth is always an option if we don't necessarily trust Fala.
Cass, I do have one thing before I leave. There has been what was their name? A bizarre person walking around Ironstone looking for you. A man, I believe, called Mr. Hote, Sir Hote. First name, I believe, was Donkey.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Hote.
Quixote?
Oh, donkey.
Apparently, he lives.
I wonder who named that character.
Apparently, he lives in your castle. He looks very confused, and wanted to
yes.
pass this on to you. And he gives you a letter,
Good old donkey.
which I'm going to post in the chat right now, or I'll put it in your personal channel on the Discord. Cast inventory letter.
Who do you think named that person, Lily?
Quinny.
No, it was George.
That was me.
What? I thought you asked Quinny for the names of those characters.
No. These are characters we made up together.
Yeah.
Alright.
Good content.
Quinny's had a bad effect on me.
It was great. I thought those names were amazing. Where is the inventory? I can't find it.
Just go to the Disappointment Crew
There.
And then,
Okay.
yeah. This is you've heard this before. You've never because I've read it to you, but I thought it would be better for you to have it so you can read it and absorb the information. But yes, you now have this letter. All right, I'm going. Goodbye. And Sobek leaves.
Take care,
In true
Sobek.
Sobek fashion. Goodbye, you two.
Bye,
Don't die.
Sobek. Don't die.
I make no
Cass is
promises.
too distracted reading. Well, I know you, so I have no expectations.
Wow.
That was a little crisp. It was the last one in my packet. It was very good. And now I'm free.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Now that Sobek is gone, who is in the room with us?
The disappointment crew and Loran.
Okay. Right. Now
So
that
it's like-
Sobek
oh.
is gone.
Loran is looking at you with a bit of a strange expression, by the way. But you
Okay.
only noticed that because you're good passive insight.
Yeah, my passive insight is gone. It's my passive wisdom that's better. Anyway, now that Sobek is gone, because I'm not fully trusting anyone who isn't disappointment crew / Loran, I'm going to fully disclose information now.
Brian, relax.
The reason that you all know about Alan, yes? I have definitely told the whole crew
Yes,
about
yes.
that. Yeah. So he is in charge of the Thieves Guild, and that is why I have some of that information. I need to speak with my old mentor Sai, who I've in this letter has been looking for me, because I'm not entirely sure what is going on. And you all know about Elan Crawl's connection. The reason I'm wary to fully I can't go against Elan in really any way, because he does hold my soul in his fiery talons. So I can't do anything against him. But I don't want to keep anything from you guys, because obviously you are my family, and I would hate to keep anything from you that would either harm you or harm any of our friends. So yeah, sorry, Alon, R.I.P. me. Yeah. So that's basically now you have all the info. That's it. But I didn't want to tell Sobek because I'm still a bit shady on him.
Okay, is there anything else you're going to disclose to them further? Or is that as far as you'll go?
What else is there to disclose? Is there anything else I'm missing?
Make an intelligence check.
Never a good sign.
Oh, is it about Sai? Is that the last bit?
Potentially. If you have something to say about Sai.
10.
You heard mention of a double agent. You realise you never actually disclosed who that was.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I realise what you're saying now. Yes. Mum's Westfound Travertine is the double agent.
Mum's
Was
Travertine.
that Overall's husband?
Do you know
Or
what?
was
I think it
was
was.
it a different one?
I feel like there's so many by this point.
I'm so confused by the mums was felt.
that was an in character thing, by the way, but also me.
Momswell Travertine was in fact the double agent. It's same Momswell Travertine who was married.
Who was
Wow, she
married
was
to
2 agents the whole
Overall
time.
name.
To who? Sorry. Oh, sorry.
All Star and Cass, make an intelligence check for me, please.
12.
Right, come on,
3.
dice.
15.
15 and
That was cocked. Right. 17.
17. Both of you remember that after the events of Season 1 in Eldralith, both Avrolne and Momswell Travertine moved to the Feywild.
Feywild, yeah.
That is all I had to say.
Have I now disclosed all the information I have?
You
Emma?
have indeed. Well done.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I was just like, when you were like, there's more, like,
There's
What?
more.
I was like,
But there's more.
yeah. And
Wait.
also I definitely need to speak with Sai. Also yeah, with my castle. I set up the teleportation circle in it now. Was that something? Because I remember we talked about doing it. Was that something been set up?
You wouldn't have had time.
Up?
You wouldn't have had
Okay,
time.
that's fine. So we can also side note: everyone has their own room in the castle. And I've kind of know what I'm designed for each of you guys, so I will send it to you all post game with your specific
Oh,
room
cute.
designs.
How big's the castle, Cass?
It's a small castle, but we decided it had about, didn't we say it was like 10 rooms?
Yeah, it's like a keep. Keep with a wall.
So it's like we have our wing, which is the disappointment crew wing, and then the other wing, which is the guest wing.
So it's a clubhouse. It's a cool clubhouse.
Yeah.
Cool clubhouse. What did we call it again? Wait, do you want to tell them what it was called?
No, you tell them. You're just so excited. I can't take this from you.
It's called Camelot, which is another Japan reference.
It's got like double meaning because like
never
Arthur,
going there.
but also Club Camelot, which was entered
Was
many a
just
time.
Many a time. I'm gonna go back with Emma. I think I'm also gonna try and get back into Gas Panic.
I think surely it's been long enough. Like
surely by now. I look so
been 2
withered and
years.
haggard because of working. Surely by now.
It's been 2 years since you last tried to get in.
Yeah. Oh, I should go on the 2-year anniversary just before Halloween.
You should.
Anyway,
sorry. Side note. Yeah. Oh, and also my mentor. One last bit. My mentor's been on a secret mission apparently. So and he's been trying to find me. I definitely need to speak with him. So yeah. Now you are fully versed. Also, I know that we're all quite trusting, but please do not disclose any of that information about the Thieves Guild to anyone else. Only you guys are allowed to know that. And Cass is going to insight Loran when she says that.
well, so I think I was going to say you need impetus to insight check, but there is impetus enough because Loran takes a step forward and says, no, I'd rather not. Cass,
All
this is my family.
You can tell them all the information I've told you, just not my connection to the Thieves Guild. All the information I've told you, like I've told Sobek, it's... I didn't realise I hadn't told Sobek. Can we retcon that I told Sobek the name of the double agent? Because that wasn't... I wasn't trying to...
You can call
keep
him
that
on your...
secret.
You can call him on your
He's
room.
like, sorry, whoops, that's the name. The only information I don't want known fully by other people is my connection with Alan and his connection with the Thieves Guild, because that's my immortal soul that needs protecting. And I'm saying this to Loran. Everything else, I am fully endorsed being told because we need to help protect people and things like that. But that, until it becomes to a point where it needs to be voiced to everyone, I would rather not have that known.
Make a persuasion check with
With a cherry on top.
With the cherry.
Pretty please.
I'll allow you to make it a straight persuasion check to see if you can persuade Loran to keep this to himself or not. Don't crit. Fail.
24.
Okay. Well, I will keep this to myself until you leave the Feywild. That's my compromise.
Until when?
You leave the Feywild.
What is the necessity for them to know about that connection?
It's my family's safety.
How will it harm them?
We want to know what we're up against. Someone has targeted our family, taken one of our belongings, managed to sneak past our lines.
Do I know
If
whether
I don't tell
it was?
my parents who they are,
Do I know whether that was Loran that took the shield? Because I just know that someone was trying to, but I don't know if it succeeded. Do I know that
Loran?
if
Nakia
not
took the
Loran?
shield.
You know,
No,
I'm sorry, I'm asking Alan. Asking you out of game. Do I know whether Alan was the one that actually got the shield? Was he
You've
the one
no
in charge
idea.
of that?
You
Right.
just know that it was taken by, you know, from a double agent who works from the Thieves Guild, that Mira was killed in the Feywild by someone who was trying to steal the shield. You
But
have an
Mira was-
idea that the link.
but-
Mira works for Sobek.
Right.
You have an idea that there is a link between the person who stole the shield and made Nakia do all those things and the Thieves Guild.
Right. Okay. Right. Sorry. Now, pretend I didn't say that last bit then, because now that I'm fully understanding, Now I fully understand because I'm still like trying to catch up on all past information with like Nakia and stuff like that. But
Okay, I'll allow it, but not anymore. You don't get any more leeway.
yeah, no,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Luan, I fully understand your need to tell your family because there is issues here, but just be mindful of who you tell outside of that. Basically, don't say anyone, because basically, the more people that know, the more it's betraying. Like he's just gonna kill me again. It's not fun.
Again?
Yeah, he killed me.
What did this
How was
happen?
that? What was that like?
Terrible.
Ah.
He showed me what my death will be like. He killed me and then showed me what an eternity in servitude to him if I didn't do what he's gonna be like. So it was great times for me.
Wow, that sounds terrible.
Imagine.
Yeah. So I've been trying to, whilst kind of helping him, but also making sure that it doesn't go against anything that we've been trying to do. But that's also a very risky game that I'm playing. So, and now you all know. So, yes. Now Cass is gonna, I think, down quite a bit of Nevin because she's now like fearing for her life in a major way.
Make a constitution check, please, with disadvantage.
Yeah.
You are not getting any more Nevin. Brian has taken.
24.
24. You're all right. You're all right.
Actually, no. Cass is. I think Cass kind of wants to get drunk.
You can keep
No.
drinking until you get drunk.
No, Cass isn't, because we're discussing important things, but know that Cass is like deeply disturbed right now.
Okay, I feel you. You guys sort of see this look of sort of concern and unsettled, like, discomfort pass over Cass's face, and it doesn't
No,
quite go away.
abject horror
Abject horror.
passes across
And it
Cass's
lingers
face.
there. It lingers there. Well after the conversation vis-a-vis Alan and Cass's connection to the Thieves Guild comes to a close. So, the rest of you, in the wake of this information, in the wake of Loran's statement about wanting to keep his family safe, and he says, I'll tell those who need to know and share your warning with them.
Everyone just be careful. And I just think that we all need to not be so trusting. Because there's just double agents everywhere now, apparently.
Man, that sounds stressful. I can't imagine working 2 jobs.
Well, as fitting with the disappointment crew, I'm kind of failing at both. So it's okay.
Yes, I feel like trust is one of those things that we've kind of lost these days. Hey, I trust all of you.
Oh, I trust
As
you
I've
too.
clearly shown by disclosing all this information that I trust you guys. So, yeah.
I would like to
Take
wear
shaky
both
hand.
my oxeye daisies, one on each side. Like
Oh.
little headlights.
Yeah.
Cass has just, I think, internalized that failing at either of these jobs, one will result in the end of the world because everyone would get the wrong beacons and all of you guys will die. And the other one is that she gets bound to be a slave and suffer for eternity. And she's just like, oh God, and takes another gulp of Nevin.
Of all the things that sounds like, fun is not one of them.
And I will do another constitution.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go and pass this information on to my family. I believe they need to know. How is your constitution?
20.
You're right. Would anyone wish to accompany me? If you have anything more to say to them, or
Can I come with?
Maybe me
course.
too.
I'll come.
Oh wow, everyone.
Are we all going? This is a family gathering. I see.
Cass
then
is,
please,
I think Cass is a little uncomfortable, but if everyone's going, then she'll go. But I think she would rather not, but doesn't want to not be a part with the party now. So I think she's just, yeah,
Go at the back,
yeah.
slinking around.
You make your way upstairs and you see that Loran doesn't actually go into the infirmary. He makes his way to his father's study. Peeks in through the door and then makes his way inside and beckons you to follow. His father is sitting behind the desk, sort of hands clasped in front of him, head sort of looking down, brows furrowed. Only looks up at the sound of you entering and he says, I see you have with you the elusive Cass that I've heard so much about.
Cass bows to both parents, says, it's a pleasure to meet you, and thank you for allowing us to stay. Well, more specifically me, but thank you.
Please rise. And his mother isn't there, but you would have noticed that, so it's just his father.
Oh, okay.
He says, no, I am happy to have Loran's friends here, but it was told previously by your emissary, Osha, who is downstairs, by the way. She's kind of just been waiting there. It was mentioned that you had some extra information. For the sake of brevity, we'll just say that you tell him everything you say.
Yes.
Yep. You tell him all of this new information pertaining to the Thieves Guild. Loran gives you a look when you kind of come to a stop, just short of explaining your connection. And the father asks, is there more? How do you know all of this?
Cass is thinking. There is a demon who is either orchestrating it all or has lost control of Karul, but I assume this is unlikely. But whether Karul is doing it for the demon's ends or his own, I'm not sure. But there is big forces at work with all of this. And unfortunately, I have connections with it too. But trying to not fall into that.
With these demons, you have connections?
Yes.
I see. I see. And he kind of sits forward and a bond of servitude of sorts?
Yeah.
Puts her hands together and says. He looks to Loran, and Loran kind of gives his father a nod. And he nods and he says, well, that is a less than ideal situation, do you not think?
Yeah, I think that's putting it mildly.
Have you ever considered doing some work on the side? Perhaps aligning yourself with a different, perhaps even more powerful force?
No, because Alan, to be honest, I haven't thought about much things out of mainly fear, I would say. And
Well,
also just because the Disappointed crew know Cass very much, like, she doesn't admit to being scared of things often, so this is like very new territory for her. and the fact that she's told everyone and is now just apparently willy-nilly and telling Loran's father, who she's just met. She's just like, what is happening? Maybe I am drunk.
Well, the fact that you trusted us enough to disclose this information, for that I am thankful. It also is a show of your character, I believe, and if Loran has brought you here, it means that he trusts you implicitly. So, would you like to work? More specifically, for me. For us.
Are you a more powerful entity than Alan? Or a demon?
No, but I do serve a more powerful entity in a way.
Who do you serve? And how would this work? And also, she's very careful, not wanting to commit to it just out of, again, fear.
I understand. You have some reservations. This is not a decision to take lightly. He opens a drawer in his desk and pulls out a business card to you. It's a sort of off-white color with intricate blue and gold sort of woven designs around the edge. And on it just says Leander Dehane. Leander Dehane. I like it. I've never said his full name before. Leander Dehane. Court Justice. Chief Justice at the Sealy Court.
Could you write that name?
Yep.
Sorry, I'm not even going to
It's written in
attempt
the
to spell
chat.
it.
It's written in the chat. Leander.
Chief Justice.
Oh, Leander. Oh, Leander's name.
Oh.
I see. Okay. And how would this work?
I work for the
Vis-a-vis.
Sealy Court. The Sealy Court serves the peace of the Archfey in this area. You can make pacts and agreement with these beings as much as you can with, say, more ill-intentioned ones.
But what does that do to, if you've already have a servitude pact, what does it mean to then get another one?
Think of it as a... Think of it like this. Someone at some point had to devise a way of securing the souls of the living so that they would be brought into servitude when the time was right. Now, the method is the same, it's simply the outcome which is different. For us, servitude means reincarnation, and eventually using that to live and work in the Feywild. It's very natural, and it's something our closer related elven cousins, and he gives a nod to Star, tend to covet quite highly. That is the situation of those who serve the Archfey. But the Archfey, of course, have the similar methods to demons and such. They're on similar levels of power. If an agreement could be reached between, say, the demon you serve and a new master, if there was one to be, we might be able to wiggle you out of your contract.
Cass is interested, but curious as to how Cass is, whilst I wouldn't say she knows Alan, she knows Alan more than the others do and can't quite imagine him just allowing her out of her contract.
Okay.
She says that to her dad. She's like, not that she knows him, can't imagine being, if it was a case of the only way to swap was to have a discussion between the entities, I can't imagine I'd be allowed out of my contract. But she's curious, but she doesn't want to, again, I think she's trying to convey with her eyes that she's very interested, but doesn't want to say it.
I see you. He says, well, if there is a case where an agreement cannot be reached, we do have other methods. But these are fairly unusual and do not tend to... How do I put this? Be easy or leave you the same as should you be able to simply reach an agreement with your deity. But anyway, that is not the purpose truly of our time here today. This is just a suggestion to you from a relative of Loran to a friend of Loran. Keep that, and he make notions to the business card. If you're ever more interested in this, send a message my way.
Much appreciated. And she does a little bow and tucks the business card into her magical bag.
You do the Japanese thing where you take it with both hands, you study it for a moment, nod, look at
Yeah.
them, bow, and then you put it in your little card holder. I had to do that
Imagine
so
her
many-
like whisking it away with like kind of like yes,
I like it.
a bit of fervor in her putting it away.
Father Leander says, to the rest of you, have you heard of this Versveld Travity? Know where he...
Brian looks cast.
Don't think so.
Yes, we believe that he has Feywild.
Then surely we will find him soon enough. I believe that we can take it from here. If this is an issue for the Feywild, we will find him and see him brought to justice for crimes he has done. Has he committed crimes? We don't know yet, but I'm sure we will find out. He definitely knows something. We'll keep you updated on the situation. Thank you for your assistance in this. But I'm afraid, seeing as this is a crime that has taken place in the Feywild, I must put people from the Feywild on the case. I do not wish to hold you back from your further quest, and it appears you have a lot to do, not that much time. You've done much for us. More than we could have done in 5 months. More than we did do in 5 months. This is the start, and that's what we needed. Thank you. Sincerely. Know that so long as you never harm my sons, or curse or bring danger towards my family, you do indeed have a place here, should you need one.
Thank you. It is much appreciated.
You're welcome. Now, if you don't mind, he kind of stands and... I have some work to do, so please, motions out the door.
Get out.
Can Brian hang back for a moment with the rest
You
of the
can.
group?
Yep.
Well, so whilst they go up.
As you all file out, Brian, you linger at the door, and Leander looks like he almost expected it. And he says, Brian, what is... Brian.
It's not All Star anymore, it's Brian.
Ulster, what is on your mind?
I talked with Loran the meeting, and he didn't tell you everything about, and I know you're obviously on guard now considering what has happened, but I for a long time had a personal connection with Karul. He was my mentor, and he seems to have started somewhat of a vendetta in that he wants to destroy things I hold dear.
Oh, fuck. Oh, I missed all of that. I'm sorry, my computer froze. Sorry,
That's fine.
vendetta was the last word I heard.
Vendetta, he wants to destroy all the things that Ben holds dear.
Fuck,
And
that was a big thing to say so fast.
And that includes Loran. And he has tried to. He's gone out of his way to try and kill Loran. And I'm sorry, but I don't know if he'll come after other people. Loran's family.
I see. Thank you for telling me. I'm sure that wasn't easy for you. What are your intentions? What are your intentions with Loran? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm not sure if Loran told you who I am specifically. Okay. I am supposed to go back to my country, participate in the trial to become king of the Messiah.
It's one
And
I've seen done before.
I intend to go, but I also intend to talk to him later tonight about a few things. And he asked me to stay here with him.
Sounds like something he would ask.
Brian looks very apologetic.
I will say that Loran has wanted this life and kind of starts to look around, sort of gesture, but he stops and realizes he probably doesn't need to clarify. For a long time. But his wants are no less than yours. You must also follow your own path, lest you live to regret the one you did not take. I believe my son would throw a fireball in my face if he knew I said this. But you may want to consider that your paths simply do not cross from a certain point. Some people are meant to be in our lives, and some people are meant to leave them too. This family, I'm sure you can understand, given who we are, and given what you know about my other son. We know that very well. And we have experienced that keenly. Personally, I have seen one son lose so many people. And I do not want to see that again for the other. It would be nice if, for once, the reason that the person was leaving the life was out of for the
Out of what,
better of
sorry?
both. A mutual decision so that the both could go on and be happy. But that is not always what we get. And it's not always what we want. I like you.
I want to hope there's, like I said to Loran, two choices. But I don't want him to lose anything because of me.
From the sounds of it. Sorry, please continue.
No, I don't remember what I was going to say.
From the sounds of it, he hasn't lost anything. Since knowing you, he's only gained more. Truly. And I'm sure you have as well. There is nothing to be ashamed of in walking away. If that is what you choose to do. But I'm not going to influence you either way. I believe this is something that only you can decide. I can only offer you about 600 to 700 years worth of guidance. Sometimes I lose count.
I'll speak to him later. Thank you for your guidance.
You can also tell me to fuck off. Someone has done it before.
Brian looks horrified.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and leans in and he says, "That's between family. Now please get out. I have much work to do."
Okay. Brian wants to go find Slayer at some point.
Okay, the rest of you in this time where Brian stays back another 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, the face feels so relevant right now. What are you doing? What are you doing with your essential freedom? You have taken this case, it appears, vis-a-vis the shield as far as it can go. You have 35 hours until 34, let's say, until you need to be back. You are starting also to feel a bit tired.
Can I go find Osha?
You can.
Blue, do you want to do something?
Well, I wanted to look out a window again, but on the opposite side of where I was looking.
Yeah.
Just look.
You want to see the sky again?
Yes.
Okay. The sky, you look up to the apex, and that's where it's lightest. It almost reaches a sort of sunset blue fade into orange, into yellowy orange. The peaches and pinks of the clouds sort of form a circular cone above you. The further from that apex you get, looking over to the horizon lines, you watch become darker and darker. And on the horizon, you see what should be night. The creeping line of inky black darkness. A blue sky with just a hint of a twinkle. But in all of your movement, traveling to the onsen, traveling from where you teleported, you've never gotten closer to it. It's a perpetual.
I mean, I didn't
dusk.
travel to the onsen. But...
Oh, you never went. From what you've heard, it is a perpetual dusk.
Okay, and that's good. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to leave the call really quick so I can come back in. My cameras are all fucked up.
Right.
Okay, Osha time.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, bring me to the
Bring me
land.
to the land. Make me understand.
So, Neff, you wanted to go and find Osha.
Yep. Do I know where she is, or am I going scouting?
You don't know her well enough yet to sort of figure out what her sort of go-to place would be, so you would have to go on a bit of a scout. Do an investigation check for me.
Okay.
You look around.
It's a 4.
4. Okay, it takes you about 20-30 minutes to find her.
Wait, can I? Okay.
You can.
I was gonna ask if I could just, like, maybe ask a servant if they'd seen her.
Yeah. You sort of wander completely in the wrong direction for a solid 15 minutes, find someone, and then have to walk back 15 minutes once they tell you where she is. You find her sort of round the back of the house. She has climbed up on top of a sort of bale of hay near the horses' stables, and is leaning against it, looking out at the horizon, and just kind of like twiddling her thumbs and leaning back.
Hey, Osha.
Oh, Neff, hey. You wanna
There's a
come
lot
up?
of it. Yeah, I'll try come up.
There's a what? Oh fuck! Yeah, that was funny. I'm laughing. Yeah, come up, please, come up. And she helped you up if you need a hand.
Okay.
But you were able to easily enough get up onto these hay. It's quite comfy. It's a little bit scratchy, but you sort of make yourself comfortable.
I'm still pretty stuffed with hay at the moment. So
She
I'm a
says,
very soft.
"Are you okay?"
Yes, I'm doing okay. How are you going?
Kind of. I don't know what that means. How am I going? How am I going where?
How are you going here? In
Do you
this
mean
very
how am I
spot.
doing?
Yes. Oh no, stop. Neff is secretly an Aussie. How are you doing?
There's an Australian person here who says that all the time, and I just kind of like remember you guys when she does.
I keep forgetting that it's like grammatically really weird to say it that way.
How are you going? She's like, well, I thought it was a bit weird that I had to come here, but I'm glad I did. It's pretty cool. I've never seen anything like this my whole life. The sky is crazy, am I right?
Very quickly, out of game, have I ever seen anything like this in my life, or is this also a first?
Also a first.
Ah, I know, it's very weird, but I like it, I think.
You know, my brother really loved the sunset. I'm sure he would have loved to see this.
Yeah. Do you like the sunset?
I do. I do. And she kind of like pulls her mouth into sort of like a line, thinking about something, and then she turns to you, Neff, and she says, Neff, we're married.
Yes.
Yes. And she puts a hand on yours, and she says,
Oh.
I've been thinking. We are married now, and I need to know that we can move forward, the two of us. Do you understand what I mean when I say that?
No, what do you mean? I'm not very good at social situations, I think.
Yes, I heard. I was here the whole time whilst you were talking with Nick here.
I could use a little bit of advice, but that's for maybe.
Well, that's
after
not what I
this.
was referring to, but yes. Neff, before I think we can fully... how do I put this? I trust you. Okay. But I don't know you. Not really. And before I can get to know you properly, before I can truly say that we are married and could even be in love, I need to know that we're on the same page. Neff.
Yes.
My brother died. It was an injustice that was done to him. You understand that, right? He didn't deserve to go out that way. Yes?
Neff nods.
It was an injustice. He was done wrong. Okay? So therefore, we must make it right. And you will help me do that, right?
What is...
Because we're married.
What is it that you wanted to do?
We can bring him back.
Okay.
And she puts she kind of like rubs the back of your hand and she says, I know we can. And you can help me do it. Right?
How?
Everyone's turning off their cameras.
I was rooting for you, Osha!
How?
It's not easy. We need a body first.
I don't like where this is going.
I'm sorry. Holy shit. Sorry, Aelin.
Celia just pops out from the back. Pops back behind some hay.
You don't.
Quickly out of game, do I actually know what happened to her brother?
He was killed by an assassination attempt that was trying to hit your brother.
Yeah, okay, she did tell me, okay.
Yeah. You don't like where this is going.
What did you have in mind? Nev has a weird expression at this point. Kind of soured.
It's nothing. Never mind. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, Neff. And she kind of takes her hand away and she says, I just misread something is all. She kind of settles back and looks out at the sky.
Second, you kind of glitched out at the start of that.
She settles back and looks up at the sky. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be. I'm sorry for your loss. But I'm Neff just sort of stays quiet and kind of looks back out on the horizon as well.
You want to know what I had in mind? She says after a little while.
Yeah, sure. Just out of curiosity.
The enemy. They're right there. If one or two were to go missing, who would really even notice?
Neff doesn't laugh in game.
Think of everything they've done to your family, Nev. Think of the harm that the enemy have done to your family.
Actually, I think this is the wrong way to approach
Send
this.
You were sent away. Your family was broken apart against your will.
I think a divorce is in order, just saying.
You lost people. I lost people. Everyone lost something because of their incompetence. F. She puts her hands back on yours and she kind of leans closer and she says,
Kind of like pull back a little bit, just the tiniest amount.
help me
can't. That's what. Well, no, that's not entirely accurate. I wouldn't feel right. Everybody loses
Right.
something sometimes, and that's the injustice of life. Death is part of that. And what happened was an accident, but going forward and changing the course of history like that, that requires unethical affirmative action that I don't think I'm personally comfortable in partaking in. And it's hard to be put on the spot and asked a question like that when I know how hard it must be. Well, I can't imagine it, but I'm sorry.
When you say how hard it must be, what exactly are you referring to?
Losing a loved one, of course.
Well, I suppose from your perspective, you never really lost, did you? You only ever gained.
Oh, sure, what is it that you do like about me? Out of curiosity. I'm not just a... And she turns away for a bit and turns kind of back a little bit. A tool for you to get your brother back, am I?
No.
Because that hurts.
You weren't. You weren't at all for me to get my brother back. You were actually pretty cool. And if this was any other way, I feel like maybe it would have been pretty great for us. And that's the honest to God truth. But unfortunately, there are some things that are far more important than love.
I understand.
I need to think about some things. Can we,
Yep, I'll let you think. I do too.
can you not tell the others what I asked you here today?
For now,
Please.
I'll keep it confidential.
now.
I don't know
For
how I
now.
feel about everything yet. I can't make a promise that I might not be able to keep. I know I'm not very good at that.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry too.
She looks back at the sky.
I'm gonna get the heck out of there. I'm gonna yeet right off that hay.
I have so many chats. So much in the fucking chat. Oh no. Uncomfortable react. Who is your child?
Ugh.
Oh no. Oh, Anna, no!
Oh,
Did you miss all of Anna?
Oh,
and a frozen like a super sus face on my screen.
yeah, super like. Well, that was fun.
Dude.
Oh,
Dude.
cool, cool,
Dude.
cool. Good.
Wasn't
Good to-
internally dying that entire time.
Yeah.
Which brother of the bajillion brothers? Yes! Good question. None of you ever asked his name. He's just dead brother to you.
Dead
brother.
Was it ever mentioned? I don't remember. I feel like
Wow.
the very first encounter it
There
might
were
have.
I reckon there were a fair few times it would have been pretty pretty relevant to ask, and no one ever did.
What just happened?
Did you miss all of it? When was the
No.
last thing you heard? You've heard a bunch of it, right?
So I think the last thing I heard, fuck, I can't remember. I definitely heard the bit that was like, if this was any other way, I think, I'd probably like.
No, dude, I don't think there. Even if it was any other way, man. If there's some things that are more important than love, I don't know, man. We have some.
Yeah, that I
differences
definitely heard that.
internally.
Does
But-
Slya have the divorce ceremony? Like, is there?
Oh,
Brian's
no.
so ready.
Oh no! What's just happened?
Just asking. I think that's a good
Oh,
homebrew
no.
spell. You
Oh.
can't
Has it
come
been
within
like
20
a
feet of the
week yet?
person.
Has it been a week yet? Oh my gosh.
No, it's been like so little time. The quickest shotgun
Okay,
match.
okay. What happened?
We got the troops.
Osha asked Neff to help her bring her brother back to life. Neff said no. And then she said
Yeah.
some, but then
There are
Osha
there are a
said
few
some
other things
rude
where Neff
things.
had some very distinct moral differences. I think at this point.
Uncomfortable reacts only.
I was thinking about saying something, but I don't think Neff would have said it, even though she probably was thinking it.
Really, there's something Neff wouldn't have said.
Dude,
Twist.
there's a lot of sensible things Neff wouldn't have
Yeah.
said, but I don't know, like
Anna,
the whole.
I think we. Oh no, sorry.
I know she meant it in sort of like a romantic sense, where she said there are things that are more important than love, but like I don't know, to Neff at this point, like the love of her friends and family goes kind of above all else at this
Yeah.
point.
That's
So
exactly what she. That's exactly what she meant. Like
yeah,
the love of her family.
yeah.
It wasn't in a romantic sense. It
No,
was
I
like,
know, but it's like different because her family isn't the overlap isn't there, obviously.
Big rip.
But anyway, Neff is gonna go hide in some hay.
No.
Anna, think of
roll
the
around it.
gif where it just goes anxiety. And I think
Anxiety.
that's
Oh no, okay. You know what Neff is
Yeah.
gonna do? Okay, so have you seen that GIF of like Homer when he's like up against the bush and he just
Yeah.
Into the head.
goes in?
Beautiful.
Now I'll come. I'll
Oh
walk
God.
back in.
I'm going to
say.
have to catch up on that.
That's fun.
Everybody was like, ah, when I came back in.
Oh,
Just
wow.
bad decisions
Whiplash.
central.
How long have they been married now?
like a few days.
Yeah.
4 days or
Cool.
something.
Great.
High
Maybe
intelligence, low wisdom for this one.
I don't get. How long has it been since this brother's died?
16.
Many years.
It's been
16 years?
It's been a while.
Yeah, but,
Why do I remember all this information?
I remember 16.
it was. Good question. Neff was 3 years old when she was sent away, so that means she's now 21.
Like
And
18 years.
The assassination happened before she was sent away. This is how I'm remembering this timeline. Let's say it's 16 to 18 years. It's within that range. I
Okay.
can't remember exactly. I'll give you an exact number later.
If the thing exists in this world where like a troubled spirit might be left behind until their business is finished on
We're
the
not
mortal
Ouija boarding
plane.
this. We are not Ouija boarding this. Before you get there.
No. Okay, right. I just like I don't know.
I mean, you can. I always know how that ends people in horror movies, and I'm not getting involved.
Osha, I feel like Osha needs to work through some grief.
Osha needs counselling, but so do all of us, so it's fine. That's why we're a good team.
Sorry, man, if I just ripped your heart out right there.
That's okay. I'm just gonna go cry in a pile of hay. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
Disappointment crew living up to the name. On brand.
Yay. Yay.
Slya, Bluey, Brian, Cass, what are you doing? How about Slya? What are you doing?
Wherever you are, I'm gonna find you. That was so menacing.
Where you are, no matter how far.
I think she's probably gonna go check on Randall and maybe Nakir a little bit.
Okay. You exit. Brian sort of hangs behind somewhat, and you make your way to the room that's being used as the infirmary. You go inside and you see Zarina is talking with Broden, the physic who came and helped you with Nakir, and Randall is sitting up, kind of disorientated, but like looks a bit more clearer, a bit like more sprightly than when you last saw him. Nakir is sort of asleep on the other bed.
Okay. Like she doesn't want to like disturb anyone, and if they look like Can I do just like, I don't know, a perception check, an insight check?
Insight check to see if they're particularly busy.
Okay. Nope.
Nope.
Sorry. 17.
17. Okay. Yeah, they look sorry. They look to be busy. But you do notice as well that Zarina kind of looks over at you and nods in acknowledgement when you enter the room. And she kind of gives you a look as in like a you want to talk to me? Kind of like a
Everything going okay? Or as okay as can be expected?
about as okay as can be expected, I think is accurate to that. Have you garnered any new information?
We a little bit. Cass came back with Sobek, and Leander has most of it.
All right, I haven't met this one yet. Exciting. Right, my husband can take care of all of this. I just wanted to make sure that he. And she looks back at him and she sort of smiles. And he's like, "Was okay before we start everything else we have to do. It's going to be a bit taxing, the rest of this."
Because he wasn't of his own mind is what does that mean?
Well, there are some things in the Feywild which unfortunately are not quite as pleasant as in other places, as everywhere has their quirks and whatnot. And law here is fairly rigid. He technically stole from a member of the court, which is quite bad. A powerful item, even worse. The thing is, we need to just make sure that we can prove that he was not in his right mind, and I think we can do this and have him come forward and explain everything that happened. But he is a good boy, a good man. But it is just concerning, and I just hope that everyone else doesn't blame him for this or look on him any differently. He's a good kid.
Yes. I'm sorry to have. I'm sorry that your family has to go through this.
Nothing to be sorry for. You've only helped. In fact, you've helped even more by giving him a clear idea of what has happened to him, what's going on. It's better than what we would have had before. And she takes a step forward and she says, "Don't tell anyone. I have a question for you. Eventually, I'm certain we would have found out. Do you think that we are do you think that we are not powerful enough that we could have eventually found something like this?"
I have no doubt.
And she kind of walks past you somewhat and says, "Sometimes it's nicer to live in ignorance, just in case." Facing the truth can be quite hard. Anyway. Thank you. Is there anything else you needed?
I just wanted to check on Randall. He went on through quite a bit of.
I'm getting better. He puts a hand up. He's awake.
How
Thank
are you
you for-
feeling?
Yes. I think I've sorted out my morals a little bit more now, if that helps you at all.
I'm sure that Brian would love to hear that.
Well, actually, I'd like to speak with the princess, if that was all right. She is the one of the ruling authority, the closest thing I have to a representative of their interests.
Perhaps in the morning?
Perhaps in the morning. Thank you for everything that you have done.
Of course.
Know that whatever happens from here, you do have my thanks and a place at my hearth.
Thank you. Also, if he doesn't look like medically distressed at all, she's just gonna.
Yep. You take a step out. I think by now, Brian, you would have exited. You both exit these two rooms at around about the same time.
How does Slia look? Can I do a perception check on Slia, just in general?
Slayer, yes.
Natural 20 plus 10, 30.
Oh, 30. How you looking, Slayer?
Tell me everything.
It would be more of like an insight check, so add your insight, rather than perception.
It's the same.
There we go. Yeah.
Honestly, she looks fine right now.
Looks fine.
Yeah.
Not for long.
Great. Okay, I think Brian is gonna walk over to Slia, bit shaky, and then just throw his arms around Slia, and he low-key starts crying.
Oh, honey.
He's,
What's wrong?
can I talk to you in private quickly? Maybe not so quickly, but I'll try to be quickly.
Whatever you need.
Brian's reverted to his just like kind of state. And if there's a private room he can get to, he'll take Slia there.
There are plenty.
Preferably not Loran's personal bedroom.
You go to Saras's room.
Saras's room.
Saras's room. Knowing that if there's ever going to be a sad conversation, it has to take place there. That's canon.
It has to be in the dusty, abandoned room. Okay. Brian's gonna sit with Slia. Say, just give me a moment. And then he just like cries for 10 solid, doesn't say anything. And then
Slaya just waits for him to get it out of his system, just kind of holding his hand.
I am not going to be doing the crying, but yes, you have to imagine it. Okay, after 10 minutes, he just says, so I spoke with Loran's dad after you all left. And, well, I just kind of... I wanted to tell him about Karul and just everything that was happening. And when the conversation went elsewhere, and he, I don't know, he raised some possibilities about me, Loran, And I didn't realize how much it would upset me until right now. And Loran asked me to stay in the Feywild with him after this. Not in the Maasai. But then Loran's dad said that if I give up on being king, that I would regret that choice, potentially. But I don't know what I would regret more, to be honest. I don't know. I didn't want anyone to see me like this, so I found you as soon as possible. And he's just holding on to Slaya's hand with both of his, like...
I think she's just gonna kind of like pat him on the shoulder. And
Me comforting people.
Not like more like just, you know, the
Yeah,
mum rub.
He knows.
I held a baby today and it cried. Sorry, I just
Also,
had to say
also
that.
me.
Yep. Go on.
And I know. Well, one, you're young and you have time to figure this all out. I mean, there's many beacons that we can search for. Really, what is it that you want? What's going to make you happy?
I think that's just it. I just want to be happy, and I'm not happy. And I've never been happy. But you, other people in this group, and Loran make me very happy. And if I don't have that anymore, there's nothing left for me.
I'm not sure, but it just sounded like you came up with your answer right there. No matter the choice, it's always going to be hard. But I think you deserve to be happy.
What if what makes me happy isn't what's good for them? If I can do something else, wouldn't it be the most selfish happiness?
I think that Loran's happiness is Loran's decision. And if it's going to be a decision that affects the both of you, perhaps it should be something that involves both of you.
I don't want him to give anything up for me. Brian's kind of getting a hold of himself again. And I want him to know that. What I am willing to give up, I need to know more before I make that decision. I mean, ever since that message my father sent to you back in Calcutta about the resurrection, I don't know anything about what I'm getting myself into. And what if, by doing that, I make myself like him? I don't want to give up all of this and become like him.
I won't
Probably
lie.
Worse.
Your father terrifies me.
It terrifies a lot of people.
But I don't know if it's possible for you to become anyone other than who you are.
We'll see. But I think if it came down to it, I would never want to do anything to make any of you around unhappy.
Brian, you could never do anything that would make me unhappy.
You're causing another Brian error. So many people. Okay. Brian. Alright. I'll talk to Loren. But thank you. I feel marginally better, maybe 20% better, which is a good increase.
If there's anything else you ever need, you can always come to me.
Can I have another hug?
Always. Slay gives
Okay.
Brian a hug.
Brian just sniffs and hugs.
You hug, and it's a hug you definitely needed. You're also feeling slightly more tired, considering the emotional exhaustion you're certainly feeling now, than the sky outside would suggest. You should be. But slowly but surely, that sort of ring of darkness around the edge of the sky has been creeping upwards, casting enough shadow that the dim light outside would not disturb a night's rest, which you feel is coming to you, most of you. For those who wish to take a long rest, you're starting to feel now is the time. Going to sleep. Who can guess what's going to happen? We're still same day as you guys infiltrating the Citadel, just so you know.
Wow.
And finding Jeff. Perspective.
Love Jeff.
Oh, Cass, they found Jeff again.
He was a crush on Bashar.
And then they lost him again.
It's more of misplacement.
Yeah.
Can I go sleep in the vicinity of the horses?
Wow.
No, you
Like
can't. You go and it's locked.
No, like 60 feet away. Just like...
Outside on the ground?
Yeah.
No.
Like star planted, like gazing up at the sky. In the field.
Would
Well,
I
the thing
be able
is,
to...
you kind of put yourself there, Louis.
Would I be able to notice Sniff? So perhaps move in front of the windows and I can see.
Yeah. What have you been doing during this time whilst everyone else has been having heartfelt conversations?
I guess, like, whilst looking out the window, maybe eyes drooping a bit. Just sort of...
As in tears?
No, like...
Drooping,
tired.
not dripping.
Oh, right.
My eyes were drooping.
This now.
No, yeah, just sort of like, but
Louis was purple all along.
Louis was a drought all along.
Was dripping goulash! I knew it!
Goulash out the eye socket!
That's terrifying.
Too.
A bird lands in her hair. She develops a bad Russian accent.
Oh man.
Louis, you do see as you sort of stare out the window. Cass, what are you doing? Getting bevved, perhaps?
There we go. Cass is going to write a letter first in response to her father.
There's a drawing room.
So she's going to say, let me get the letter up, sorry. Sorry. Because like Cass basically knows what she wants to say, but I just want to read it as I'm saying it, so it's. Oh God! Come on, wait. Sorry, my laptop is having struggles today. There we go.
Did not sound good.
Nope.
So it's going to say, "Dear Father, thank you for the letter, and yes, it does find me well. I'm glad that the rebuilding of our town is going well. And she's going to say, is Sai still with you? Because I would like to speak with him. I think we need to have a meeting. And what is the news you want to tell me? I'm not sure if I'll be able to come home anytime soon. Is there? So I'm not sure when you'll be able to speak to me in person. I hope you're well. Acantha."
Okay. All right, you write that. You need to send it so you can find a servant or someone, a household member, to let you know where the post box is, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
She goes to do that.
Okay. You find someone easy enough. They just tell you where it is. Outside, along the front lawn, past the paddock at the end of the driveway, and you
Okay.
can make your way
on
over
the way.
there. Okay. You make your way over there, and can I just maybe make a quick perception check?
You can indeed. Where's my perception? Come on, dice. That was cocked. Should have just went with the cocked one. One. I rolled on that one.
Nat
Yeah.
1. Okay. A natural 1.
I cocked it with 7 and I have a +7. I should have just been like, yes, 14. But no, I rolled on that one.
As you pass outside, you hear some voices sort of in the distance, and you go over and you see Neff and Osha are sitting together and having a very intimate conversation, it appears. And you hear, just on the wind, you hear, what did she say? It's like, I want to know before we move forward. And she puts a hand, you see, on Neff's hand and looks at her intently with sexual eyes.
Wow.
Very sexual eyes. And through your very good knowledge of human beings and their emotions, Neff's reaction is, for a lack of a better word, horny. Because he's a tiefling. Bye, Lily!
Right.
Yay!
That's so funny. Cass is then quite intrigued. I think she would stay to listen. I think she'd be like, oh, interesting.
With your letter in hand, halfway down the driveway, in sort of,
It's
You
more like
are
she wouldn't actively be like turn invisible, eavesdrop. She'd be more like kind of like letter in hand, sidle as close as possible and be like,
okay.
huh?
With your natural
As
one
a-
perception,
Yeah.
with your natural one perception, which is still carrying over for this, you sort of stop and you turn and you watch, and from your perspective, you can see sort of Osha just in front of Neff, and you hear just like, I need to know before we can move forward. And she leans in, and from your perspective, they're about to have a makeout sesh, and they're definitely going to go in for it, and they're probably making out. There's a rush of wind, and you can't hear what they're saying, but it looks intensely intimate from your perspective. Intensely
Okay.
intimate is my keyword for the day.
Okay, cool. In that case, Cass will she's just gonna smile to herself and kind of be like, You go there, and then go post her letter. Obviously,
you
having no
post-
idea what the actual conversation is.
Okay.
Because she
It-
wants to listen, but she doesn't also want to get involved because she believes that's what's happening, so she wouldn't do that.
For sure. Yeah. So it's a little bit of a walk. It's a 5-minute walk out to put the letter in the box. 5-minute walk back. By the time you walk back, you see that Neff sort of Osha have sort of parted. And Neff is sort of beginning to make her way down from the hay bale. She is stuffed full of hay, whatever that means. You don't know. Bluey, from the door, from the perspective window, you see Cass and Neff beginning to take their spots. You just walk. You just lie on the ground, Neff.
Starfish.
Okay.
Like angel
Okay,
in the
Cass is
snow.
so gonna go up to that. Cass isn't.
Cass
gonna...
and Bluey, you see Neff starfish on the ground in the middle of the sort of gravel pathway ahead of you. Yeah. Turn off your. Oh! There you go. Bluey, you also see Neff just sort of starfish on the ground.
Okay. I'm gonna try and roll insight. And I'll
Okay.
see how that
Yeah,
goes.
I'll take that. Roll me an insight check. Intensely intimate.
15.
15.
On Neff.
On Neff. You didn't see where exactly she came from this perspective, but you did see her lie down in how would you describe the emotion on your face with a 15 insight, Neff, from afar?
I'm fine, I lied, I'm dying inside. I don't know.
That's about what you're feeling from. That's emanating.
Ready to do a snow angel in some grass.
Gravel.
In some gravel, even better.
Yep.
Cass would definitely go over to Neff.
Yeah. Sorry,
Cass
Bluey,
is
what
gonna
did you
get
say?
to Neff.
Bluey, what did you say real quick before Cass?
Or
We move
just-
on with yours?
Or seeing the starfish in gravel. I might say it out loud and be like, that looks painful. Okay, and I'm gonna move out of the house and also try and approach Neff.
Okay. Cass, you approach Neff.
Hey, so that looked pretty intense. You bit wiped out. How was that?
Wait. Hi, Cass.
Hey, Neff.
Are you okay?
Cass has like a little smirk, like.
Cass, are you okay?
Are you okay, Neff?
Somewhat. You've got an interesting. But
Well,
what brings
I
you
think
here
Cass is
outside?
Well, Cass is going to insight check Neff
Yeah.
now because Neff isn't giving her the response that she was kind of expecting. I've now moved and I don't quite have the same
Rolling a capability.
rolling of capabilities. I'm going to have to do it off my bed onto the floor, right? Oh, nice. All right.
Okay.
The floor is apparently my friend. Hang on, let me have a look as to what I've got. Is this insight? Yeah.
Yes.
At 19.
I'm fine, I lied, I'm dying.
Yeah, Neff is pretty
inside.
deflated, pretty conflicted, I guess.
Well, Cass is very concerned because that's not
You're definitely not the
the
vibe you would have gotten
reaction
from
you
what
should
you
have
presumed
after
before.
a kiss with your wife.
You hear footsteps behind you, both of you, and Bluey, you have approached the situation.
Neff, what's wrong? What happened?
Hi, Bluey. I don't know. I think I've made some bad decisions.
What bad decisions?
I really should have said different things to Nakir, and now I can't go near the horses, and that makes me really sad.
I mean,
Also, that conversation with Osha didn't go very well. Well, that's the wrong way to describe
what happened with Osha?
it. I think she has different goals to me.
What are her goals?
She has something that I think she needs to resolve on her own that I don't think I can be a part of.
Is it dangerous?
Well, not really. I'm not going to involve myself in it, I don't think.
I'm
Is
gonna
it
I'm gonna
something
sit
the
down
party needs to
on the
know?
gravel.
I think it should be fine.
Bluey sits down next to you too.
Oh, hi. Hello.
So now everyone's at like the height level of Cass.
Yep.
I'm still lying down in my starfish position.
Okay, this is a good look.
Okay, Cass is then going to go sit next to Neff's head as well.
The sky is really nice. You guys should lie down, have a look.
Okay, Cass will lie down next to Neff.
No. Woke up. I don't know.
Right, sorry guys, I'm just going to say goodbye to my mum. She's going back home now.
All good, Cass,
Oh,
no
okay,
worries.
that's fine.
Sorry, I'll be...
Cass's mum appears in the fiction. Bluey, Cass has a cat. She can't seem to summon the right words. But would you like to say anything?
How do you feel about it?
Oh, she was right. The sky is really nice. It's really pretty. How are you feeling, Bluey? What do you think of the sky?
It is really nice. Looking directly up at it is a little bit bright. I'm feeling a bit tired.
Yeah. I should apologize to Nakira, I think, tomorrow morning.
I mean, you're not the one who
walked into the stable stuffed full of hay? I think that was me. I have a feeling that was my doing.
No, you didn't possess him.
That's true. Still, I think I should just check up on him and see how he's doing at least.
Would you like me to come with you?
Yeah, sure, I wouldn't mind
Would you
that.
like us to come with you? Oh.
Yeah, for sure. I would feel more comfortable having you with me than going by myself, to be honest. I think I will also have to talk a bit more with Osha. This whole thing is still rather new to me. You know, being married and all, it's weird.
I know you kind of said that you don't want to go into it, but can we help in any way with that, or
Just having you guys here is enough. So thank you for that.
hello? I just offered, I guess, on your behalf as well, to like go with Neff as she visits Nikia whenever that next is. I don't know if that's right now or...
What did I miss?
Hang on. First, I did a little doodle. Just like Anyway, so that's that. But also, so what essentially happened was Neff didn't say what happened with Osha, but I mean
Nothing
yeah.
specific now.
And Bluey offered comfort and guidance, and that was pretty much it.
Cool.
But you can have.
I'm just having it on record. Cass is now to be a little suspicious of Osha because she just made Neff sad, and Cass is on a bit of hyper awareness at the minute, so she just.
Would it be a suspicion, or would it be more like a I'm not sure if I like you so much?
It's more like, are you about? Because
Right.
when she asked, like, what does Osha want to do, and she was like, is it dangerous?
Oh,
She's like,
okay,
not
I see.
really. Do you know what I mean? It's not that she's super suspicious. She's not thinking anywhere near what has actually been said, but she's now like, you hurt Neff a little bit. You put her in a weird state. You want to do something. Eyes on you.
I understand. Do you have anything to say to Neff? So you didn't get a chance to.
I think she's just gonna take Neff's hand and just be like, "The sky is pretty, isn't it?" And lie down with her and just kind of grow like flowers around Neff to make it like a very comfy bed.
Oh, this gravel is hurting the back of my head a little bit, but the sky is really nice.
The moon is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh no, Emma! We're not doing that. Cass is not hitting on Neff. It's a Japan thing. If they just say, "Oh, the moon is beautiful," it's basically like, "You're cute, and I'm into this."
What? I
That's
don't see a
not
moon.
what Cass is doing.
Cass
Cass
is not the
being
type.
super wholesome, okay? She makes a bed of flowers, which is strictly platonic, and just holds Neff's hand to comfort her in her time of need.
It's cute.
Sure.
Never appreciates it.
Okay. I like it. Right, for the rest of you.
This is a bad idea. We should head inside. Let's go inside.
It is time for rest, do you feel, coming upon
Can
you?
you
Where do you
keep the
sleep?
flowers?
You pick up the flowers and a little bit of gravel. It's time to sleep. You feel sort of exhaustion coming onto you. Where would you like to go? To bed. Mainly just because I forgot what the sleeping arrangements were.
Let's all bunk in Loren's
Yeah,
room.
I can't remember either.
No.
That'd be funny.
Big sleepover.
Cass
No, I'm
is
gonna go into
gonna
the-
just keep an eye on Neff, so she's going wherever Neff is.
I was originally going to go and sleep in the dusty Sarazar room,
Okay.
and my plan was
Saraz's
to
old
step.
bedroom.
My plan was to like stay up just a little bit longer, like maybe an hour, and like dust it or something.
Okay. Sure, you can clean Saraz's room. Cass, you haven't seen Saraz's room before, so I'll give you a brief description. There are no personal effects in here at all. And it looks like it, not because anything's been moved away, it looks like it was designed to be that way. He doesn't want any personal things here. And you notice going up to the room that Sarazar stops appearing in the family portraits after a certain time, and only Loran is in them. Then in Saraz's room...
backstory just gets sadder and sadder. God.
I know it does. Oh, you haven't even heard the worst of it yet.
In Saraz's room, the only things of note, which would be considered personal effects, are two sketches pinned up on the wall. The first is a sketch of three people. Sarazar, a young Sarazar in the middle, a young woman, and a young elfin woman, and a young human man. And there is another sketch of another man on his own who appears to be Fey descent and looks a little bit like Nakir,
Okay.
but isn't Nakir.
Alright.
You can tell.
All right. Alongside, as Neff starts dusting, Cass is going to sort of mage hand to help and also transform her familiar into cat. And he's just going to, like, they're going to just be like, kind of
Yeah.
trying to dust
There's
with their
also
body
a
as well.
diary. There's also a diary that no one's ever looked at, but there's a diary in there as well.
Cass has eyed the diary, is
Oh god.
thinking about reading it, but is distracted by the dusting.
Sure. Okay.
Also, like, really quickly,
Uh,
do I know which room Nakir is in?
Yes, you do. He's in the infirmary room.
Okay, but could I like at some point also like write a little note and like shove it under the door?
Randall
Sure.
gets it instead.
Randall gets it instead.
Oh.
Make a quick intelligence check,
Me?
just to see if you remember to write who the note is for.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, this is fun. I like it.
Be-
I like
just Be
it.
funny.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
It's just-
Okay, come on, dice.
fun.
Roll a good one. Oh, it's all right. It's 14.
Yeah. No, you remember.
Oof.
I did happen to write down that Slayer and I were at least sharing a room from
Okay.
3 games ago or something like that. I wrote that
Sweet.
down.
And then
Slya.
Slya said that she was going to bunk with Fala but we can have a
Yep, there's room for 3 in one room if you
Yeah.
wanted to.
yeah, we'll have a sleepover with Fala.
Sleepover. Cass, you can also fit in Sarah's room if you want to share a bed with Ned.
Cass is sticking with Neff, so
Oh,
wherever Neff is, Cass will be.
we'll sleep in the
Okay, you
sad
bedding up.
Sarazar bed.
Oh.
The sad is a bed.
Oh,
Emma.
It smells like tears. Oh no.
It smells like tears.
Scent
I
of
bet it
salt
does.
on the
I bet it does.
slightly damp because the tears he cried could never truly dry.
Oh god. And Cass is
No.
gonna have her familiar in the bed with them.
Okay, it's a little cat.
It's not a
Just a
spider. Yeah, I was
cat.
gonna say.
No,
Or a
it's not a
raven.
spider. It's not a raven. It's a cuddly cat
Okay.
this time with a very bushy tail.
I would like
Robbie?
to say, I would
Robbie
like
is
to
in the
say
fiction.
Bluey
Robbie's
would
there.
want to.
Oh my god, should all Cass's
Bluey,
familiars,
sorry, Bluey.
when it's a cat, be in the form of Roppy?
Yep.
Yes,
should
I
be.
will allow it.
Bluey.
Okay.
With black
awesome.
eyes. Sorry. Bluey. What
Yeah.
do you want?
I think Bluey would want to be with Neff for as long as I guess like that letter process takes sliding out the door. Would be
Okay.
Neff, over your shoulder as you write the letter, you sense Bluey's presence loom.
Hi, Louis.
Oh,
Oh, it's just you, Blue. Oh, ooh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
How
was
you
I a bit
doing?
too menacing for you?
I want the letter.
Thomas, I can't see you.
I'm still here. I'll try. Hold on. Oh my god, this is kind of harder on here. Boop, boop. Then I can turn off, turn on. We're back.
Ah, yes, you're back now.
Sweet. Okay, then I go up, down, and we're back. Sweet. This is complicated with the recording software for some reason. Anyway, the letter I wanted to write, like this tiny, it's just like a little scrap of paper. I just wrote like.
Do you want to tell us what it says? Or at least
Yes.
me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't mind. Tunic here. I'm sorry. I drew your horse. Hope you like it. And there's like a little like horse face drawn. And that's it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's all I want. And then
Okay.
I'll sneak off.
Oh, you sneaky sneak. You slide it under the door. Alright. I think we all have gone to sleep. Oh, wait. All Star. Fuck. How could I forget? All Star. You make your way to Loran's room.
Yeah, a bit of a callback. Brian's gone to find Loran.
Cool. Hang on 1 second. Whilst I just do one thing.
Draw a horse.
I might be.
I'm
How
doing
did you
that
guess?
right now.
I'm drawing it with
Interesting.
feathers.
Oh my god. Yeesh.
Sorry, I have to just design all these things.
Oh, it's cute.
Oh,
That's really accurate. I like that actually.
I drew your horse.
So you go to Loran's room. Loran is in there already. He's just closing his wardrobe. All Star. Brian.
Hi. Is it too late to talk now? Are you tired? I mean, if you want to go to bed, that's fine.
No, it's fine.
Okay. I spoke with your father.
Right. Really
Mm,
interesting.
yeah.
How was
And
that?
then he's very insightful, very wise.
Indeed, he is.
And then I spoke to Slya after, and
Uh-huh.
now I think I want to speak to you. So
Should
Yeah.
I be concerned?
mm,
Let's hear what you have to say first, and then I'll make it.
okay. Brian kind of shuffles over and just makes Loran sit down somewhere.
There is a bed you could sit upon.
Wow. Okay, yeah, he shuffles Loran to sit down
Okay.
on the bed.
Yep.
And then he sits in front of him.
Okay. Hello.
Okay. So I want to be positive. And it sounds like he just has never said that phrase before in his life. He's just like,
Are you Carol in disguise? Are you a drow in disguise? Because that doesn't sound like the Brian I know. That was a joke. This is bad timing. Please continue.
Mm-hmm. Haha. Okay. I want to talk. Just hoping that we're going to get through things right now with no Karul and no war and no dragons and other things.
He kind of puts a hand on your shoulder and gives you a squeeze. I'm sorry. That was a joke, but poorly timed one.
No, it was very funny.
I mean, look who you're talking to. Why are you surprised? Oh, no, you're not surprised. Anyway, sorry. It's hard to turn this off.
That's fine. Okay. I just wanted. Well, you said earlier we would continue to talk about this situation, and he kind of like gestures between them. Like, is that okay to talk about?
Yes, but yes.
Can I insight check that? Natural 20 plus 10.
Okay. He was a little bit like concerned when you said situation. Seems that the phrasing kind of made him a bit on edge, maybe.
Brian has very formal phrasing.
Yes, I understand. He would probably know that and would now be looking more like he understands. But there was a moment.
Okay. It's hard to know where to start because all these things are probably equally important, at least somewhat, though that's maybe arguable. And he just kind of like looks off, considering for a moment. So you want to stay here eventually? No more material plane?
Yes.
And you sort of maybe kind of asked me to come here too. I just want to make sure we're not misunderstanding anything.
There was no sort of about it. I want you to be here with me.
I'm pretty bad at talking about this, I know. But I guess if you want me to make that decision, we sort of have to talk about this. I just want to make sure that it doesn't make you uncomfortable either.
Well, unless I know what we're talking about, I can't possibly know, can I?
And this is where I need my dot points. 1 second.
Oh, good. Here we go. Lily's work. Lily's life work coming to fruition.
Yeah, guys, I spent so long on this. It's pages long. It's great. It's not really. Okay.
That sounds good content to me.
Dot points. Okay. Okay. So you were talking before about being older than me and having a lot of experience, and there being other people, and that's all fine, really. For me, I don't know. I might be strange. My mother always especially treated me like I was very young, and like I didn't know much, but I think I know enough that I want you. I mean, I want to commit to you, no one else, yes. But if you don't feel the same, I mean, you also have a while left to live. And I know there's people out there who are probably maybe definitely better than me. But for me, it's just you. And I think that might be how I always, yeah. Okay.
Stop. Okay. He's kind of like sort of fighting like a bit of a smile on his face, but because he knows this is a serious situation, it's very important for you. And he says,
Brian's like red.
All-Star, I know that this is maybe not your favorite topic to talk about, but I want to tell you right now. Actually, I have a. Do you want to stay here?
Don't know if you know what you're asking. That's the thing. You're Talshiri, and I'm a half elf, but I know there have been people before with my particular brand of magic who have lived for far longer, like over 1,000 years longer. So I don't know if you were expecting me to like live another 100 years, 150 maybe, if nothing else happens. But maybe that kind of changes your perspective a bit.
As in, hang on. And he had a sort of really excited look on his face for like a moment before he asked you if you wanted to stay here, and it's slowly starting to deflate as he
Sorry there.
realizes this is maybe not the time. You're saying that. Sorry, can I clarify from my perspective? Are you saying that you're going to live longer? Is that what
He's
you're trying to
saying
tell him now? Or
no.
like,
He's basically saying, if I'm living this long, are you really gonna want to stay with me for that long?
oh shit, really? He's like, All Star. I would not ask this of you if you. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, then I have to ask you something, because I was thinking about it. I'm not sure when your mother will step down from the Sealy court, but I'm guessing it won't be like immediately, as in right now.
No.
In that case, I want to try and be king and dedicate time in changing the Messiah for what I believe is the better. The slight chance that I pass the trial, but but I don't believe in chaining myself to the throne. I want to give my abilities to the Messiah and my ideas and my care, but I talked with Sleer about this earlier. I am concerned for what the position did to my father, and he called himself a prisoner of the Messiah, which is not something I want to be. I do want to call a land I'm supposed to love a prison. I want to contribute to the people there. I want to help them look outwards instead of inwards. But ultimately, I don't want to be a martyr of my country. I want to help it, but then I want to be with you. And if you still want me by then, I intend to sit on the throne until I can at least change things in the Messiah for what I believe is the better.
All Star. I'm sorry. I it makes sense. And it makes sense for you. And I want you to do it. I really do. I have to. He stands up. I'm going to. I'll be back.
Can I insight check him again?
You can.
Oh dear. 11 plus 10, 21.
There was a moment before you said all you said, and he really thought the conversation was going to go a certain way. And there was something in his eyes, like a sort of joy, like a sort of hope. And he doesn't really look sad. He looks more like he sort of understands. But he has a redness at the edge of his eyes. And he begins to leave the room.
Are you really going to come back?
I am. I would never lie to you.
Okay. And Brian's just going to sit there until he comes back or he falls asleep. Passes out or like.
You probably just start to doze off when he comes back. It's kind of like you're falling into sleep and you're kind of at the brink where you can't quite raise yourself out of it, but you feel the weight get into the bed next to you. And there's like a sort of moment where you sort of hear like the bed sort of shift and you can tell that he's checking you if you're asleep or not. God, Ran. And he kind of gets back down and sort of like hugs you from behind and sort of just buries his head in your shoulder, and you just feel before you sort of fall into the depths of sleep. Just there's a warmth, a dampness on your shoulder.
Oh no.
Well, I don't think we can really bring it back from there, so I'm gonna say the session's over. I'm sad. I'm really sad. Everyone got sad today. Good content though.
I had this much left, but okay. That's secret.
Oh no! I want to know. Do you want to wake up? No, we'll wait until the next session.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of lost. I don't know if it's the moment anymore. We'll see.
Gotta spread out that good content.
I did want to...
I think one person in this group knows what it is, so they're probably like...
Is there something you wanted to do, Aiden?
Before sleep, Slya did actually kind of like like sleepy time rambles with Fala a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. You pull her aside.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple more questions?
Yeah, of course. I can answer anything. You just tell me what it is, and I'll do my best.
It was about the other drow who were with Karul.
Right.
Did you meet them or spend any time with them? Or...
I mean, sometime. I only met really, a Faerun. I knew there were others. I met the Droll guy once. It was pretty nice. Well, I mean, Obsos, that must have been really insensitive.
Why?
I mean, he was not nice to you guys.
But they treated you well.
Yeah.
Okay. How long was Farron in the camp with you?
Farron was there, like, not that long. I mean, she popped in a couple of times beforehand, but like as a she wasn't really in a good position with everyone at the end, if you catch my drift. Do you know?
Yeah,
Well,
she
she
disobeyed orders.
Yeah, I heard. It wasn't fun. But no, she was okay. She wasn't the best of them. I'd say, in fact, she was probably the worst of them. Of the two I met, I mean.
Just Farron and Gerald. Did Emma freeze for anybody else?
yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay,
Here we
no
go.
longer.
Why was that? Why did you want to know?
Just curious, really.
Yeah.
Good night. Thank you.
Night. I'm gonna go into my trance now. She kind of sits up, crosses her legs, and sort of like puts her hands on her knees, and just kind of her eyes like they stay like open and just glaze over.
Oh.
Wait, like, is like Aang an avatar? That's kind of what I'm imagining.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ah.
essentially.
I've been
I feel like
rewatching
Leah's
them.
just not even like phased by it. Just like, oh yeah, Mom did that.
Blue will be like she'll definitely look at the pose with a. Okay, good night.
Good night, Bluey. Sleep well.
Me too.
Alright.
No, the back.
Night, Kaz. I say from the same bed. I don't know why I'm waving. Waves inside the bed.
Night, Neff.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I just waved. I think I'm a bit tired. Thank you for your emotional support. I appreciate it.
Always here for you, but Cass is also gonna wait for Neff to fall asleep and just like kind of watch over her for a little bit. Not in a creepy way, but just like
I can
kinda
see
like-
you while you're sleeping.
no one's gonna do anything. But she'll fall asleep eventually.
I'll fall asleep pretty quickly.
Aw.
Okay.
One thing I want to say.
Yeah.
I think I might use this for next sesh, because I don't want to make this sesh go on. I also don't want to bring the sesh down anymore. So.
Bring it down anymore!
Oh.
How can it get worse?
Well, I don't know. I think that this was the most important part of what he had to say, but then yeah. So I think if he can start next sesh with that, if that's okay.
Yep, that's fine.
Cool.
I get you.
In that exact same moment.
Fun fact, dudes, we're not playing next week. Who's
No.
Yeah.
excited about that? We're not playing next week.
It's fine, I'll just cry for the
Um,
3 hours that we would have played. It'll be all good.
I mean,
Anyone want to join me?
me too.
Seems fair.
Ooh, actually,
Yeah,
Emma,
that's-
speaking of that,
Yes.
are you good to play on the Saturday still?
I'm in Tokyo, so probably not.
So probably
no.
not? Alright, cool. Just checking ahead of time.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
Nah, LG.
But I'm ready to jump in after that. Like the week after. I'm definitely there. Oh fuck.
Easy.
What's the week after? Oh,
Um,
on the Saturday? Fuck. Hang on. My parents are coming to Japan.
Oh, sweet!
ooh.
Yeah, but that means I'll miss another game. We'll
I
talk
can
about that.
be
Let's talk
guest
about that.
characters.
I don't want to be an NPC. I want to be in Thomas's game because
Okay,
I'm enjoying
we'll-
Thomas's game.
I'll.
What time do your
That's
parents
okay,
go to
no.
sleep? We could just play it
We're
later.
going to the we're going to the Rugby World Cup match.
Oh, that's where my parents are going.
Wait, are they going on what day? Next, they're going this week, right?
They're going on the rugby tour for the World Cup. I don't know.
Oh my god.
They're there for 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
Well,
Weird.
they probably won't overlap with my parents because my parents come on the 5th of October.
Yeah, they're definitely back.
Oh.
Wait, no, we have to play that game because Brian's birthday is on the 1st of October and it's his birthday and he needs to claps from everyone.
For sure. I'm drawing really sad art now.
Oh, dear. I promised there was another paragraph.
This is a sad sesh.
Leah also has like 1,000, like
Yeah.
Leah has a laundry list of questions for Randall. She's just gonna save it for when like Randall is talking to presumably with the entire group.
Just interrogate Randall.
Yeah.
Randall, tell me everything you know. Listen here, young man.
Having
Oh,
Cass
it's
back.
sad. It's quite sad, actually. The more I draw this, the worse it's getting. Why am I doing this? I hate it.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
You'll see it in a second. Oh no, I don't want to show you, because you're gonna love it.
For a bit of levity,
Yeah.
there was a news. Well, I don't know if it was like news report
of
but on the
levity.
radio. There was someone on the ABC from here like interviewing people in a Japanese city. I think it's like one of the first places to hold a match in the World Cup.
Yeah.
And in their test run, the stadium ran out of beer before the first try was scored.
Oh my god.
And so
BYOB.
there's legitimate concerns about Australians visiting and like depleting the beer supply.
That sounds legit.
Wow.
It's really funny.
It sounds
There's a
hilarious.
small bar that like it has a all you can drink thing and it has to like close while I'm sorry, it has to not offer that, and I think
All these bloody
Like-
Australians.
because then you'll run out of beer.
Feels
And,
about right.
And someone was just like, I don't know how they can have that much.
It's gonna drink all of Japan's beer.
I love it. I love it. I love it. There's
Oh.
no way you could actually physically do that because the Japanese somehow managed to bev like crazy and they haven't done it yet. I want to show you, but I can't see my. There we go. Oh, it's just sad crying Loran and Brian. Let's get depressed. He's
Oh, there we go.
crying. Let's get depressed,
Oh.
everyone.
Oh my.
Raise the roof.
No, I'm gonna
Game.
cut right back into that next game. No!
Mm.
Aelin knows what I have, and that's what makes it like.
I know
You
some of
know.
it. I don't know all of it.
You know
I have
that
a great
paragraph,
idea.
'cause I wrote a lot, and I was like, I'll give you a sneak peek, and I sent him
Dude.
one paragraph, and I was like,
Yeah.
but I'll rewrite it because now it's a bit of context.
I was very excited, as well as Loran, for what he had, for the thing that he wanted to do, but it wasn't the right time. So I was like, no.
I mean, just to put it in,
Oh.
just to put it in perspective, I don't know if it like linked clearly enough, but he was saying like, okay, I might live this really long time, but I'm gonna serve like a human lifetime if I can on the throne, and if I can leave, then I come to you if that's okay. But it didn't seem like it was okay, so he was like, great, bad plan, Brian, new plan, let's make a new one. Bad plan.
There's a reason. The reason why he reacted the way he reacted, but you can.
He needs to talk back to Brian so Brian understands.
I've got an idea.
It's one of
What
those
if-
things that I think Loran has more information than Brian does. Throne thing?
What?
Because Leander also seemed to have an idea of the Messiah and the trial, so I think Loran knows more than Brian.
I have an idea. I have a proposal. What if?
I don't like it.
What if we?
I don't like it.
What if we all collectively get together, and we push the Maasai
Move
into the
away.
Feywild? Then they can both live happily ever after.
Why don't we take them aside and move it here?
Easy.
Pick it up, you eat it.
Sorry, apologies for the podcasting
But-
ASMR voice.
But like Brian said to Slayer, if he's gonna get trapped in the Maasai, he's not gonna stay in the Maasai because he was trapped there before, and that makes him unhappy. And if he's unhappy, then what's the point in living? You know, that's his view.
One of the things that he wanted to say to you, which again I really liked it as a line, was like, "What's the point of living so long if we have to live apart?" Which was
It makes it worse.
line, a great one.
Brian's trying to be a problem solver, but it's not working, so it's fine. It's
I
fine.
sensed the proposal was on the cards, but it all got a bit sidetracked.
This is so emotionally draining.
I'm not saying anything.
Who knows? We'll never know now. Until
Just
the
to be like-
post-campaign.
Why can't we all
That
just
plan's not
live
gonna
happily?
work.
So...
I'm gonna cut it right back in when Loran's crying and try and make it better, but probably make it worse, because Brian does.
Wow, that sounds like a thing Neff would do.
Mm.
I wish you the best of luck.
Maybe they
We're
have more.
nervous.
Maybe they have more in common than they thought.
We're both just utterly helpless.
I make people cry. You make people go homicidal. It's great.
I don't know.
Oh my god. With all the possible.
I will not stand for this.
Oh.
Sorry, that was stupid.
That was
But
terrible.
what was it? What was it?
Oh, Emma.
Love you
George
heaps,
is
Emma.
so unimpressed.
Oh, Emma. Stop Narutoing.
Also, post the art in the chat because it's fun.
Yeah,
Were you like
I
Sonic
enjoyed
running
that.
at the screen? I could...
Yeah.
Thanks for having Cass back, everyone. Enjoy being back.
Nice.
Thanks for
Sorry, I
freaking
wasn't
coming
like-
back. We
I
missed you,
Like
man.
the sad despair, but that is the DC, so.
That was a lot more sad and despair than I was expecting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really do. Really was not expecting this. But alas. Hey, it be like that sometime.
That wind swept
Hang
me
it
by
to the
surprise.
Well, you always. Hang on. Well, we always knew that she was windswept.
Oh.
That was like the first
Is
description
that
she
because
got.
the wind came by and Cass couldn't hear anything?
Yeah.
Well, that was such a disturbing moment. I will just say it was really disturbing.
I think I just
It
ejected
was quite
myself.
disturbing for Cass to. That had to be true. Cass would have reacted like that. But obviously, I knew what was going on, but Cass would have been like that.
Let's-
Yeah, it was good. You played it
Yeah,
off well.
Cass is way too involved in some certain things. Ugh.
But like, she
Oh my
wasn't gonna
gosh.
actually listen in because she thought that they were actually getting down. And Cass respects sexual privacy. She's like, yeah,
It's outside. It's not
doesn't
private
say.
anymore.
This is me.
Yeah, but
No.
Cass is not into voyeurism.
My computer's freezing on the best. For me specifically, me, I got some good meme content for you, Lily. I'll send it your way.
Oh no.
No, it's good.
Why do
I'll
I
send
always
them.
make the worst faces?
One of them, I feel
All
like
the
I don't know,
best.
it's my constant reaction to Neff, I think. And the other one is just good news.
No, this is
Send
my
it to
constant.
you. Yes, I like
will
that
have-
a lot.
I will have 2 weeks to rewrite this little paragraph.
Oh, content.
Great.
So this is the first one. Is it good?
Wait,
Oh, no.
when is?
Oh no 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 no!
This is great. Oh my god.
This
Wow.
one's worse.
Oh, this is...
I hate this one, Heike. Scary.
What is that? There's like I can see some teeth
Oh
in
my
there.
god.
What? This is
That is, like,
terrifying.
that is horrifying.
Oh my god, I can't scroll up from it. It keeps scrolling back down to the bottom. What is this? Cursed.
Emma's
could
true
we
self
use
slips
that
out.
Second one, the like picture of the group chat.
Oh
Or is
no,
that a
no,
bit too
no, no,
horrifying?
no, no, no. It's a bit scary, don't you think?
This is terrifying.
Wait.
Oh my god.
Wait, hang on. No, so the first one, the caption is when your player starts to intimidate a sphinx before you ask them to roll an intelligence check.
Yikes. Yeah, that sounds pretty terrible.
yeah.
I can't imagine what would happen in that scenario.
Can't imagine what kind of person would do that.
Yeah, sounds pretty crazy to me.
Okay, the second one is the Sphinx's reaction.
Oh my god. Jivakari?
I'm just checking.
Sphinx is gonna eat us.
Jibakari. Hey, jibakari.
Can't wait till we encounter him again.
Jibakari. Jibakari. Oh my god, my garbage has mold on it. Oh. Bye.
Mm.
It's concerning.
Can I just confirm with Emma? We're
Yeah.
missing the 22nd, but back on the 29th. I'm looking at my online diary.
Yes, we're doing the 29th.
Cool.
We'll do
Putting that in my.
6th. And then
Six.
we'll do the 13th. But the
Where?
13th, the 6th, sorry. Actually, I don't know if I can. I'll let you guys know about the 13th. The 6th, can we maybe do it an hour later? So 9 PM start for you guys, and we'll just do a shorter set.
Easy.
And an hour later for you as well, George.
What day is this? Sorry.
On the 6th.
On the 6th.
6th, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'll probably be at
Cool.
dinner with
Where is my thing? Why do I keep losing my pen? There it is.
I think this might have been one of my favourite sessions.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked it. I liked all of the stuff that you guys did.
There's some good character stuff.
Okay, so we're off
Very
the
sad.
22nd, on the 29th, on the 6th, but an hour later.
Yeah. That's what I have.
Okay.
I just write DC D&D, so no one who reads my.
Yeah.
That's how I like it. Ah. Well, that's
And then
gone.
just a double check for the Thomas's game, or on the 21st and on the 28th, and off every weekend is the 5th. The 5th.
It should be. We're playing for the next 2 weeks in a row, and then it's back to the off on schedule.
I lost my pen lid.
Okay, cool.
I think I'll post it in the chat if I haven't already, but it should be in there.
And we're playing one shot on the 22nd. Yeah.
Wholesome content.
Cool.
Yes.
Easy peasy, lemon
Cool.
squeezy.
Sweet. Well,
I
dude,
can't find my lid. That's fine. I'll panic about that later.
well, dude.
Desperately need to go to the bathroom, so I'll say
Right, dudes. Had a good sesh.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Adios, fellow disappointment
Thank you so
crewers.
much.
nice to see you all.
Love you
Bye.
long time.
There you
Much
go.
love.
Love you.
Much
Long
love.
Team.
Bye.
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 Bye, pals. See ya.